This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
Of course I'm on Farmers Only, because I figured I might be able to hook up with, if there is any dating site that Senator Joni Ernst is on, it's Farmers Only. So I got on Farmers Only in the hopes that I might be able to match with Senator Joni Ernst from Iowa. So she can be my GOP mommy. Goddamn, Warlord, calm your tits. You know I usually rant for like the first 10 minutes, and then we get to whatever the top story is, which is British news. It's the first one. I put it on the thumbnail and everything. But unfortunately for you, I do have a bit. I'm gonna do a bit tonight. So it's gonna be my first 10 minutes of, nonsense ranting. And then I'm gonna do a bit. And then you'll probably get the top news story at 8:30 or 6:30. I'm still fucked up on time. I moved the time all over the place. I lost some of my regulars when I went to 4 o'clock, and that made me sad. I think we've gained some people back coming back to 6 o'clock, so I like this. I think it gives, because with the YouTube, I get off stream at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then if I clip everything from the show that night, that is the prime time to put the clips up on YouTube. Because, I'm learning how all this shit works. On Instagram and Facebook, you can just bombard people with videos. On YouTube, you have to be strategic and drop them at the perfect time so that your regulars see it and give you likes, and then it boosts you in the algorithm, and then other people see it. It's fucking weird. You are ready to go pretty much 24/7. I do not see you when I'm on playing video games at like 2 in the morning, though. Just throwing that out there. A lot of shit to talk about tonight. Osterome put me at ease with Hantavirus last night, but apparently, all his things were contingent upon a government taking the proper precautions, and we might not have done that. Putin apparently losing the war. We're going to talk about his big parade that's coming up and the concessions he and Ukraine made. Trump is apparently thinking of suspending the federal gas tax due to the high gas prices. 6 people dead in Texas died inside of a cargo container. I wonder what was going on there. Probably human smuggling. The families of victims in the FSU shooting have filed a lawsuit against OpenAI for encouraging and helping the shooter. We had a standoff in Montezuma. The suspect apparently able to elude police following the standoff. Multiple bomb threats today. Several schools in Tennessee shut down for bomb threats. 6 Flags in California, I believe, shut down for a bomb threat. A Florida man had traveled to Montana. He died in a bear attack. A man accused of DUI couldn't find his laptop, tracked the laptop back to a state trooper. All that and a lot freaking more tonight on the Troll Patrol Live. Welcome in. And, of course, I'm going to give you the rundown on exactly what's going on in Britain. Warlord I am assuming he's not going to resign tonight. It's going to be like tomorrow morning, isn't it? It seems like it's imminent. If he holds on, it's only going to be for a couple of days, but it's not. At this point in time, it's almost midnight your time, correct? So there's not going to be any news. I haven't gotten the rundown. We're going to listen to all the stories here momentarily. Oregon Gal, Avalon, Libertad, Holiday, Unicorn, Avalon, Holiday, Unicorn, Avalon. Who'd I miss? I missed somebody. Princess Kimberly. Welcome in, friends. So we'll get the rundown on exactly what's going on, but we're up to like 60 MPs now calling for the resignation of the Prime Minister of Britain. He is probably not going to outlast the lettuce. We went through this a couple of years ago with Liz Truss. This is like 3 prime ministers ago. Starmer, the Labor Prime Minister. He's the first Labor Prime Minister in the current revolving door of Prime Ministers. Mr. Mumbles, good to see you, friend. But we are apparently on countdown now to see how long Starmer can last. Can cure Starmer. I always thought it was cures. I thought there was an S because you just hear people say cure Starmer. And Keers seems like more of a name. What is Keir? Keir is a weird name to me. What is a Keir? Where does the name Keir come from? He was a handsome dude in his younger days. I can tell you that after I had to look up some pictures of him. I would have fucked him. Hey, I'd still probably fuck him now. It depends on who's on the orgy couch, right? I'm so sorry. Cancel Justin.
You live in sexual anarchy.
I found this up on Twitter. It says day 1. Can cure Starmer outlast the lettuce? You could have put this up a week ago. Warlord showed me the statement he put out last week, and I'm like, yep, he's going to be resigning anytime. That's usually what they say right before they step down. Okay, so been getting a little traction here lately, which also means I've been getting some emails from people like, oh, we want to do marketing for you. We want to do graphic design, blah, 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 blah. I get a lot of bullshit. I actually had one that had some care put into it. They made a Loom video for me and sent it to my email, and they actually watched my video. Apparently they liked my content. So I thought this could make really good content for us right now. This is... God knows who this is. I don't even remember what the name was on the email. Maybe he'll introduce himself to us. Let me remove my camera because you can see his inset is down there under my camera for those of you on Twitch. Let's see what he's got to say. Maybe he's gonna win me over. I want his services.
Hey, what's up, JustinFREAKIN? I appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, man.
This quick video, and I apologize about not having my camera on, but basically, this video right here randomly came up on my suggested page, and I liked it, so I decided to record this quick video for you. And
the Alex Jones video. That was Alex Jones when his entire crew came out, and they were crying. They were saying goodbye from the InfoWars studio. I've got Tim Heidecker laughing at him. The video did decent views, overwhelmingly disliked. I had a lot of Alex Jones fans. I guess that is to be expected in a video featuring Alex Jones. But apparently he liked my Alex Jones video.
turned it on, my camera wasn't working, so I apologize about that. But I've got your socials open here, and oh yes, let me go ahead and actually subscribe here. I like what you're doing with the channel. And so basically,
Hey, like and subscribe.
and for quick context, myself and my partner Harris run a company which we built after scaling his personal brand to millions of followers across platforms. So these are my partner Harris's social media pages, got millions of followers at this point, and we've made over 7 figures from his personal brand and helped multiple other creators to do the same. Anyway, I'm not here to brag. I just want to show proof nowadays because that's important. And to cut to the chase, basically, I'm making this video because I'm extremely confident that we can help you make an extra $10 up to $50,000 a month or more consistently from your audience by adding 10 to 50,000.
An extra. I don't think that's what they call extras. That would just be me making $10,000 to $50,000 a month.
I'm extremely confident that we can help you make an extra $10 up to $50,000 a month or more consistently from your audience by adding 10 to 50,000 people or more to your following and launching or scaling your existing online course, coaching program, or community on the back end. Now, I know what you might be thinking, that sounds crazy, or too good to be true, right?
Oh, brother, I don't think it sounds crazy. I think I can do it. I believe in myself.
Depending on where you're at and who is this weird young looking guy on my screen claiming all these big numbers. But I mean, I can speak with this level of confidence because we've done it ourselves, right? With my partner's personal brand. We have millions of followers, we've made millions, and we've basically created a system for creators just like yourself that works like a charm. Like, we've got proven results, not just for ourselves, but we've actually
Hold on, he's
got proven just, and we've basically personal brand. We have millions of followers.
1.5 million.
We've made millions and
539,000 on YouTube. Very respectable.
we've basically created a system for creators just like yourself that works like a charm. Like, we've gotten proven results, not just for ourselves, but we've actually now worked with hundreds of other creators with all sorts of audience sizes, big or small. And we put our money where our mouth is because we guarantee these insane results in writing and work on a complete results-based model. So you cannot lose. So if you do not profit, we do not profit. That's how confident we are in what we do. And hopefully you can hear it in my voice as well too.
You work on contingency.
We'll help you make $10,000 to $50,000 a month or more, and double, triple, or even 10x your following all over the next 6 months. Right? The way that we do that is we basically partner with you and give you all of the systems that we use, so you can plug and play. All you have to do is post content you love and enjoy creating. It doesn't, change your time schedule at all, as I know you're probably busy, and in fact, it'll probably give you more free time. And like I said, we put our money where our mouth is because you only pay us if you profit. So yeah, look, fully transparently, I don't usually go around doing, random pitches like this, but I came across your stuff and I'm just really confident we can help you. So I figured, why not make this quick video? And usually when I make a personalized video like this, people tend to, respond with a lot of interest. So yeah, if you're open to getting more followers, scaling your income, impacting more lives, let's schedule a call. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and add a button for you to schedule a call in the corners here of this video somewhere. So just go ahead and click that, book a quick call for us to chat. And yeah, honestly, cannot wait to talk to you. Really looking forward to it. Go ahead, book that call, and I will see you soon. Okay. Thanks for your time.
Well, it was a pretty effective video. I gotta hand it to him. I don't. You want to see me get hacked live? I don't think he watched my video. I mean, I gotta hand it to him that he pulled up my page. He's acting like, oh, this video, it caught my attention. And it may have been in his suggestions. At least he's not a Nigerian prince. I don't know. I'm pretty confident I can just do it myself, but like having somebody that did social media would be a good thing for me. It was an effective video. I'm contemplating at least what I could get some content out of this. Oh, I gotta pick a time. I gotta set up a call. 12. Oh, hold on. You got a time during the show? Uh-oh. Wednesday the 13th at 6 p.m. you say. Let me click off of this just in case like some of my personal information pops up or something. I'll use my professional name, JustinFREAKIN. Seven, 8. What is my YouTube name? JustinFREAKIN, bitches. Here we go. I should be good now. My YouTube name. So we're gonna be doing this live on Wednesday. Setting up this call. How many subscribers do I'm at 7. 7.82K. So I just broke 7 maybe earlier this year, and I'm getting ready to break 8. So hell yeah. Which applies to your situation. I have course, coaching program, community I want to sell more of. I want to launch a course, coaching program community. I just want to grow my audience and don't want to launch any product. That's it. Show me the money, bitches. When do you want to grow, earn more from YouTube and the businesses connected to it? Immediately within the next 30 days. All right, yes, I'm the sole decision maker. I don't want to give you my phone number for text messages. I am scheduled with Harris. Was that who made the video? My appointment has been scheduled. Watch this short video before your call. I ain't seen no video, bitches. Is that the guy that was talking to me? Was that his? They said short video, and there is okay. This one.
All right, so your call is booked. Thank you for that, and we are all set to check.
Are you Harris?
How we can help you build and monetize your social media audience.
You look like a Harris.
Emails coming your way from us that are going to be very informative, answer common questions that people have going through our process. Now, there are 2 quick things that I want to help you do right now before the call. Number 1 is that I want to help you do your research on us and your due diligence on us as a company and how working with us is. And number 2 is answer any.
That's exactly what a scam would say, though.
Make it a win-win for you. Even if worst case scenario, we're not a good fit to work together, we still give you some help on your channel. Now, before that, real quick, I want to make sure that your call is actually 100% confirmed on your calendar and on our calendar.
I'm confirmed.
So Google made an update last year where sometimes people will book in and it won't show up on the calendar. So if you check your email like you see on the screen there, you should have an email at the top of your inbox called Discovery Call.
I ain't stupid, man.
Pause the video for a second and click yes.
I've even got this thing
Google going rogue on
back when I had the Google Home, like it would
book the call and you're not actually serious.
give me an alarm for my calendar shit.
And my partner Harris have grown his audience to 4 million followers across platforms.
Oh, his partner is Harris.
On the back end consistently. We've now had the privilege of working with over 300 creators to help them build and monetize.
Do you guys know any of those
all the
people?
You see on the screen now. Most of which, by the way, when they were booking this call,
I don't know any of those people
in their mind, and they were quite skeptical. You know, who are you guys? What even is this? How does this work? And you know, rightly so. There are a lot of bad apples out there. So below this video, you'll see a bunch of case studies from people. Who
I think I'm one of the bad apples, sir.
Make the jump, and you can hear.
I'm pretty sure an ex-girlfriend's mom has said that about me.
Channels. And the hundreds of other small wins our clients are constantly getting. But honestly, that's not even that important.
One definitely said I was the bottom of the barrel.
Nowadays, right? So the main thing I want you to pay attention to is the 1 to 2 minute breakout videos that you'll see below this video.
I'm not gonna watch more videos, bro.
Probably in your mind right now. Like,
I'm probably stretching it on this bit right here.
Who are you guys? How do I know this will work for my channel, my niche? What's the best way to monetize my audience? What results can I expect to see? We even go ahead and show you clients that haven't had a good experience with us, even though that number is small, because this is real life. And when you sign 300 clients, some people aren't happy. So we show you how we dealt with them, what we did, etc. So you can see how good things can be and how bad things can be, right? We cover both sides of the spectrum. We believe, and I personally believe, in being radically transparent.
Well, here's the thing is I'm not going to give them access to my channels.
So I highly encourage you to go below, watch those videos, get informed, and there are a lot of them because whenever
Like that seems like what the scam would be, right? Like they're gonna take over my channel.
We just make a video on it, and that's the way it's designed. So just go below, watch the videos.
Well, I'm making a video on you. You make a video on me. It's a win-win.
Are the ones that you don't. That's the way that it's built. So do your research below, get your questions answered, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Again, on the call, we'll be breaking down all of the systems we use, showing you the best way to make more money from your channel, and showing you,
okay, you guys are gonna get the pitch with me,
just like yours, that have done what you want to do. And we'll also answer all your questions for your benefit as well. We're not going to harass you on the phone from now until then. We'll send you a couple courtesy texts. Otherwise, I'll see you soon.
He still didn't give me his name, did he? I'm gonna call him Harrison. He looks like a Harrison to me. This could be good content. And who knows what might happen. But hey, I'm the Troll Patrol. Surely he did his due diligence on me, right? He wants me to do my due diligence on him. Torchy, welcome in. I got a Loom video from some YouTube marketing person, and it was somewhat personalized. Like, he was on my channel, he subscribed to my channel, and he sent me a personalized message, but it was a salesperson scammy thing. 7 Heavy Steel, welcome in, my friend. I did not acknowledge you. I'd forgot about you. I'm sorry. I did see you earlier. I was in the middle of a sentence or something. My apologies, friend. It is very good to see you. I watched you finish up some Resident Evil. This has probably been like a month ago at this point. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I watched you play some Resident Evil 7, or was it 8? It was Village. No, Village? I don't know. I don't remember my Resident Evils anymore. Is it a hat? It's a bandana. It's my sparkly tie-dye bed. Yeah, it was Resident Evil 8, I think. Right? I can't see for shit. Ah, that's why I haven't seen you. But yeah, I saw you finish it. I saw you like right at the end of Village. Brought back memories. I think it was Village. Raph getting a blowjob. That's Last of Us. RE6 is punching the boulder, right? Or is that 5? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway. I guess we're going to be talking to this dude on Wednesday. He's going to give a sales pitch to us. See if we can make the channel bigger. We'll see what he has to offer. I booked the time right at the start of the Troll Patrol. I might come on just a smidge early. Get all the pleasantries out of the way. And then talk to Harris here. I got an eyelash or a hair hanging down or something. He looks like clavicle. That's the thing. That's the instrument, right? That's a clavicle. Clavicular. Is he taking a hammer to his face? I don't think he looks very buff. Clavicle is a shoulder bone. What's the instrument? Just like seashells or some shit. This is quite a long segment on Democracy Now, but we're just going to watch the little like 3-minute breakdown at the beginning so you guys know what happened with the local elections last week in Britain.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. We begin today's show looking at what's been described as a political earthquake in Britain. In local elections last week, the far-right Reform UK party surged in popularity while the Labour Party suffered heavy losses. The Reform UK party is led by Nigel Farage, who was the chief architect of Brexit, close ally of President Donald Trump. Farage celebrated his party's success.
But I think overall what's happened is a truly historic shift in British politics. We've been so used to thinking about politics in terms of left and right, and yet what Reform are able to do is to win in areas that have always been conservative, but equally we're proving in a big way we can win in areas that Labour have dominated, frankly, since the end of World War I.
Calls are growing for British Prime Minister Keir Starmer to resign after his Labour Party suffered historic losses. This is Starmer speaking Friday.
Let me be clear, these are really tough results. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And we have lost brilliant Labour representatives, people who put so much into their communities, so much into our party and our movement. And the voters have sent a message about the pace of change, how they want their lives improved. I was elected to meet those challenges, and I'm not going to walk away from those challenges and plunge the country into chaos. Well, they've sent a message that the change that we promised isn't being delivered in a way they can feel, and also, frankly, they're fed up with years of the status quo. But we were elected to deal with those challenges, and I'm not going to walk away from that and to plunge the country into chaos.
In a sign of the splintering of the British political system, the Conservative Party also suffered significant losses, while the Green Party won hundreds of council seats. We go now to London, where we're joined by the journalist...
It was also a shellacking for Conservatives, just not as big of a shellacking, because they didn't have a majority. It was a win for the Greens, just not as big of a win as it was for the Reform Party. Starmer apparently gave a do-or-die, life-or-death speech last night. His entire political career hinged on it. This is a moment from that speech here.
The election results last week were tough. Very tough. We lost some brilliant Labour representatives. That hurts. And it should hurt. I get it. I feel it. And I take responsibility. But it's not just about taking responsibility for the results. It's about taking responsibility to explain how, as a political and electoral force, we will be better and do better in the months and years ahead. I take responsibility for...
He didn't say anything that he didn't say in the other clip from Friday, and this was his save his entire political career speech, everything on the line, and that's what he came with. The same trite shit he said just a few days ago to a reporter. Damn, dude, you suck.
Navigating us through a world that is more dangerous than at any time in my life. And I take responsibility for not walking away, not plunging our country into chaos as the Tories did time and again, chaos that did lasting damage to this country. A Labour government would never be forgiven for inflicting that on our country again. I know that people are frustrated by the state of Britain, frustrated by politics, and some people frustrated with me. I know I have my doubters, and I know I need to prove them wrong, and I will.
So that was his pitch to remain the leader of the Labour Party. That's how it works. Labour currently in control, but took a shellacking in elections. I don't think the speech worked.
It had been billed as a make-or-break speech for the Prime Minister, but instead of convincing his own MPs he shouldn't resign following Labour's massive losses in last week's local elections, Keir Starmer is now under even more pressure to go. Rebel backbencher Catherine West called the speech too little too late, inviting fellow MPs to call for a leadership election in September. Many have done so, and some ministerial aides have resigned. Let's bring in our political editor, Gary Gibbon.
The fight back has failed. The reset has failed. The numbers are ticking up. Even as we speak, more and more MPs saying Keir Starmer's got to go. As you said, ministerial aides, the expectation that there could be junior ministers quite soon. People saying that the numbers...
That's what my grandmother looked like.
...figures tomorrow. But we have a sort of hard stop on this whole process because there is a cabinet meeting in the diary for tomorrow morning. It is extremely hard to see how this situation can carry on ticking up all the way to that cabinet meeting. And those are probably usually pretty dysfunctional affairs, but life can't tolerate that level of dysfunction. And I would not be at all surprised if not right now, then in the coming hours, the Prime Minister will be trying to sound out his cabinet ministers individually. History doesn't repeat itself, but remember when Margaret Thatcher had to have them in individually to her study and ask them were they with her or not. The terms of our future are quite possibly being sorted out as we speak. In a hastily assembled room of supporters and party staff, the Prime Minister got a warm reception. Even what sounded like a Wimbledon tennis heckle for a losing player.
Come on, Keir.
Keir Starmer.
His central message to his MPs considering bringing him down: voters would not forgive a Labour government repeating the turbulence of Tory infighting, especially in even more volatile times.
We are not just facing dangerous times, but dangerous opponents.
We got to stick together because we don't want to look like
dangerous
unstable motherfuckers on the other side.
If we don't get this right, our country will go down a very dark path.
The Jones warlord is happy about this.
For not walking away, not plunging our country into chaos as the Tories did time and again, chaos that did lasting damage to this country. A Labour government would never be forgiven for inflicting that on our country again.
He said the scale of the challenges to government hadn't been clear in 2024 and had grown. His responses would grow.
I miss Rishi Sunak.
Incremental
That
change
dude was hot.
won't cut it. We need a bigger response than we anticipated in 2024.
He announced a government bill giving powers to nationalise British steel. He said he'd put Britain back at the heart of Europe, though it wasn't clear policy would go beyond the plans already outlined.
Thank you very much.
The room was ecstatic. The early reviews from the primary audience of MPs, not so good.
It's more of the same.
It's a reset of a reset of a reset.
I don't feel like we have enough of a plan.
For some, it was painfully familiar from his recent troubled past.
People are frustrated. I completely get that. I get it.
I get that.
I
Gets that.
We need to go.
That's what I said. It sounded like all his other speeches.
Faster. Be better and do better.
Keir Starmer insisted he would stand against any candidate that tried to run against him. But his critics are looking to clear him away first.
I'm not going to shy away from the fact that I've got some doubters, including in my own party. And I'm not going to shy away from the fact that I have to prove them wrong, and I will.
But those calling for Keir Starmer to go now include loyalist MPs who arrived bushy-tailed in his landslide less than 2 years ago. You're far from being one of the usual suspects when it comes to criticising the Prime Minister, let alone calling for him to go. Feels like the dam's burst.
Me or Keir Starmer? Who are you
I
bullying?
wanted Keir Starmer to be Prime Minister since before Keir Starmer wanted to be Prime Minister. And I spoke to you, and I was a pollster in opposition as well. I worked for the Labour Party, I worked for Keir Starmer's operation. I was proud that we managed to change the Labour Party and win that last general election. But unfortunately, that's not enough. And I think now, unfortunately, we need a change of leadership.
Many said local elections had deepened their sense voters wouldn't engage with a man they'd turned against.
If people are going to start listening to Labour again, it's got to be a different voice That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see Keir resign today and step away. That's not what I'm asking for. I do think it needs to be an orderly transition.
Keir Starmer said whether Andy Burnham was blocked from running for Parliament again would be a matter for the National Executive Committee. Speaking at a union conference in Bournemouth, his former deputy said that must not happen again.
Andy Burnham should never have been blocked. It was a mistake that the leadership of our party...
I had no idea that Florence from Florence and the Machine was in government.
Staff were walking the carriage route for the state opening of Parliament in 2 days' time. Tory leadership dramas sometimes upset.
He's apparently an MP.
In the past. This week might be Labour's turn. It feels like it's slipping away, doesn't it, from Keir Starmer?
Yes, it does feel that it's over. He's become the story. That's intolerable. And the longer this drags on, the more damaging it is for all of us.
What's the difference between this and a psychodrama?
There's an end point.
A psychodrama?
Yeah, because...
It doesn't go on and on. I mean, half the party won't like Andy Burnham, half of them wouldn't like Wes Streeting.
But if you go through a democratic, transparent, open process, it's the best thing we've got before us now.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
This reset...
Our Democratic Party could learn a thing or two from that.
As hoped. Tonight, it is growing. Labour replaying the recent history it promised to bury.
And Gary's still with me. Almost immediately after the speech ended, the letters started coming. I mean, how did they get it so wrong?
It looked like they had their sort of fingers hovering over the button. Maybe they didn't have much faith in the script writing team around.
So 60 MPs have called on Starmer to resign. Has it gone up, Warlord?
These results have been coming.
We're probably not going to get any more news tonight, right? Because it's late there.
Went into that speech, this reset. But in a way, Keir Starmer, as he has been throughout this administration, was sort of hands tied a bit by that manifesto and all the red lines that are in there. Other elements of the lack of preparation, though. I mean, the announcement at the weekend that Harriet Harman and Gordon Brown would be coming in as envoys, even though they command some
Gordon Brown
Labour Party, was mocked
always
and
a frown
at equally by people as an inadequate approach. I heard of a couple of Labour MPs who did actually ring Number 10 over the weekend to say, what can we
that
do?
was like 20 prime ministers ago.
There was a bit of a pause at the other end of the phone, one of them told me, and then someone said, well, just try and calm people down.
Gordon fucking Brown.
Loyalists would appear to be, as we stand here at the moment, pretty silent and maybe even a minority. This might be a very unifying moment for the Parliamentary Labour Party because all the factions, it seems, have come together, or at least huge chunks of them, and turned around and said, we want change. What's going to happen if they get that change, if they get Keir Starmer saying at whatever pace he's going to stand down, is they're going to spring apart, not just, of course, in terms of who they support, but the speed with which they want this entire succession event, which they now feel is in their grasp, the speed with which it happens. It would take Andy Burnham 6 to 7 weeks to get back into Parliament with a fair wind, and it didn't look like the electorate were giving the Labour Party a very fair wind in those May elections. So there are all sorts of other obstacles there. Team Wes Streeting's team, will want to move as fast as possible. That whole battle lies before us. But there's one before that, and I think there are discussions happening probably as we stand here about whether Keir Starmer can really face tomorrow's cabinet with the situation as it stands at the moment, and him, elected Prime Minister, supposedly serving to the next election. Something there, it looks like, might change very soon.
Thanks, Gary. We'll hear more from you if there are major...
So, yeah, I'm assuming if he is going to be stepping down, that's going to happen in the morning, right? When's his cabinet meeting, Warlord? He's not going to last until Prime Minister's questions. Yeah, so he's going to have like a 7 a.m. press conference. I've seen this one before, right? It's going to be like a 7 a.m. press conference in front of 10 Downing with the cat. King's speech on Wednesday. What? No Prime Minister's questions? A new session of Parliament. Interesting. Here is the rundown of the people who could possibly replace Keir Starmer.
A growing number of lawmakers from Britain's ruling Labour Party have turned on British Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
Prime Minister, will you resign if Labour lose?
That's after his party suffered dire local election results, following policy U-turns and political scandals.
I am delighted.
All as populist Nigel Farage's Reform Party made gains. Just 2 years after a landslide national election victory, Starmer has vowed to stay the course.
No, I'm not going to walk away.
And under Labour Party rules, to trigger a leadership challenge requires 20% of the party's lawmakers, that's 81, to unite behind a candidate. So far, no main potential rival has moved against him. But who might be waiting in the wings? One of the favourites to replace Starmer is popular Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham. But he's not a Member of Parliament and would need to become one. When a Manchester seat was up for grabs earlier this year, Starmer was blamed for blocking Burnham for standing. Labour lost the seat to the Greens, stoking that criticism. Another potential frontrunner, Angela Rayner, is in no position to mount a challenge either. Rayner is Starmer's former Deputy Prime Minister, but she has yet to fully resolve tax issues that prompted her resignation last year. Wes Streeting, currently Health Minister, is one of Starmer's most ambitious ministers. He has said he'd be keen on the top job, but like Starmer, he's tainted by the appointment of Peter Mandelson as Britain's ambassador to the United States. Streeting was close to Mandelson, who was sacked over his ties to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Sacked over Epstein.
Energy Minister Ed Miliband is one of Starmer's most senior cabinet ministers, having already led the Labour Party. His reputation has been rehabilitated since he stood down as its leader.
Britain needs a Labour Party that can rebuild after this defeat.
But his record is still marked by Labour's loss of the 2015 election to the Conservatives, and he has ruled out another leadership bid. If Starmer departs in the coming weeks, Britain will be on its 7th Prime Minister in the past decade, the highest turnover rate in nearly 2 centuries, showing how increasingly hard to govern Britain has become.
It's not just a British problem. There are multiple, you've seen the churn in other countries. People are dissatisfied with the system. Apparently, Putin, but I've heard this one before. So I face it with great skepticism. Putin apparently losing his grip on power, losing the war.
Weekend's watered-down victory parade marking Russia's role defeating Nazi Germany. Time to remember. But Putin's war in Ukraine has lasted longer than Soviet involvement in World War II, and the Kremlin want people to forget. But that is getting harder to do. More Ukrainian drones are hitting targets further into Russia, including oil facilities like this one hundreds of miles inland. Towering reminders that this war is taking its toll not just on Russian livelihoods, but on Putin's popularity.
Я хочу записать обращение к президенту России.
Last month, Victoria Bonnier, an influencer and household name in Russia, posted some not-so-veiled criticism of Putin.
Владимир Владимирович, вас боятся.
They're afraid of you. The people are scared of you. Bloggers are scared. Artists are scared.
The gist, Putin wasn't aware of the hardships regular Russians were enduring, and officials were too scared to tell him.
Вы президент нашей страны. Мне кажется, мы не должны бояться.
What was interesting about this, the criticism came from an apolitical source. It got enormous traction online, and Moscow acknowledged the grievance and said it was addressing the issues raised. The Kremlin has
from some titties
of a distant war, and one way of doing that, restriction.
That's how you get traction.
What Russians can see and hear online.
At the moment, WhatsApp basically doesn't work at all.
Is a well-known journalist and opposition politician living in Moscow, one of a handful of people still willing to speak out in this way about the Kremlin's new internet clampdown.
То есть он не обновляется, и, соответственно, никакие ни посты, ничего невозможно. Ну и до какого-то момента потом все, никаких ни фотографий, ни видео, ничего.
She showed us how social media and messaging services have been blocked across Russia in favour of state-backed alternatives. For her, this is not just about controlling the message, it's about narrowing horizons.
Нет желания мечтать, нет желания думать.
Well, I mean, you said, "What up, my Nazi?" I can understand why that would get flagged for hate speech. You said it like you didn't understand. I have no idea why that would get flagged. People have no desire to dream, no desire to think about what they want to do,
Что они хотят делать и как
and
они
how they want to build their lives. These restrictions on the internet
мобильного интернета, там вообще, в принципе, интернета, они сыграли ключевую роль в этом.
have played a key role in this because people's outlook has changed.
То есть они не получают.
They do not receive the knowledge and the information that they had before.
The Kremlin is billing the clampdown as part of a push for a sovereign internet created by Russians for Russians. But many analysts believe that there are far more practical, security-driven considerations behind it for Putin himself.
I think Putin is fundamentally paranoid that these civilian internet and mobile tools can be used to target him personally and senior Russian military officials that would send a very, very disturbing, which Ukrainians are already doing.
Leaked European intelligence documents claim the president now spends much of his time in secret bunkers. His inner circle are reportedly banned from using phones with internet access and have had surveillance systems set up in their homes.
It's an old paranoid motherfucker.
Publicly, much more using recorded messages, much less meeting, traveling around Russia. So his habits have changed. His confidence in his safety, I think, have changed.
Rumours of Putin's political demise have been exaggerated at various points, of course, during the 26 years of his rule. But Russian troops are being killed on the battlefield faster than he can replace them. The country's economy increasingly feeling the pain. And a war being billed as far away is day by day feeling closer to home.
Well, let's talk more about this with Alexander Kolyander, who is a senior fellow at the Centre for European Analysis, specialising in the Russian economy and politics. The war in Ukraine has been going on longer than Russia's involvement in the Second World War. Are the Russian public exhausted by this?
Yes, Russian public is definitely exhausted, and we can see it even from the Russian pollsters, who, let's not forget, are controlled or at least watched by the Kremlin. And we see that Putin's popularity, as well as the popularity of the parliament and the government, are at the lowest level since the full-scale war started in 20.
You know what, Flo? I think that is a fantastic
blocked internet
idea, and I think this nerd should shut the fuck up.
And also from.
I'm sorry, was anyone really interested in what he had to say? Like, we got the good, like, it was excellent reporting on the story. Like, we just didn't need the talking head segment. Correct. Yes. I guess everybody in the chat's silent because they're afraid I'm going to tell them to shut up, nerd. Crix, Mox, Flo, Lenny, my friend, good to see you. Who else snuck in here on me that I didn't get? Shelly. Good evening, Shelly. DeJones, Byronic, Big Ben, Torchy, Avalon. Avalon, like, that's like the fourth time I've said good evening to you. You get it again, and again, and again. I'm this old, welcome in. I love you anonymously. Princess Kimberly, Torchy, Winnie, Pantless. Good evening. I love you all. I don't want to just single out anonymously, but he's the one that said it to me. Because then it seems like everybody else isn't special too. I don't want to leave everybody else out. What I put in the title, Trump says that the ceasefire is on thin ice. What massive life support. The ceasefire with Iran on massive life support, according to our president, the pedophile.
Showing you all the players right up the top. President Donald Trump rejected Iran's latest peace proposal. In fact, in a social media post over the weekend, President Trump said he disliked the response from what he calls Iran's so-called representatives. Mr. Trump calls Iran's proposal totally unacceptable. Well, as you might imagine, Iran fired back. In fact, a spokesperson for the foreign ministry there saying the deal demanded only the country's legitimate rights and included no concessions. The spokesman added, "What is urgent is ending war in all of its forms, including Lebanon." Now, just last hour, the president was asked about the status of that ceasefire agreement. This is what he had to say.
For the time being, the ceasefire remains in place.
It's unbelievably weak, I would say. I would call it the weakest right now. After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. They said, I'm not going to waste my time reading it. I would say it's one of the weakest. Right now, it's on life support. They understand these are all medical people. Dr. Oz, life support is...
Yeah, we're going to get to that. They are all medical people.
The ceasefire is on massive life support.
CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes joins us now. You spoke to the president on the phone just before this event in the Oval Office. So if the ceasefire agreement is, as he says, on massive...
It would have been funny if he had them all dressed like Jesus.
We hope for an end to the war.
These are medical people. These are doctors.
Well, what it would typically mean is that he's predicting a return to fighting. When I spoke to him this morning and asked him whether he was going to resume Project Freedom, he said maybe or maybe something much worse. So he's sending signals that
something much
resume
worse.
His strikes on Iran. Whether or not he'll actually go through with that remains to be seen. He has made similar threats in the past, only to allow the ceasefire to continue as he works to get some kind of agreement with Iran. But he's very unhappy with Iran's latest proposal. He described it to me as badly written and badly delivered. A stupid proposal, he says, that didn't make enough concessions when it comes to Iran's nuclear program.
That sounds like every fucking truth tweet he sends out.
We also know the president would need to engage Congress to engage in further military efforts, no?
Well, that's a great question. The White House has argued that that Project Epic Fury has now wrapped up, and therefore they don't need to get approval from Congress for that because it was within the 60-day time frame. Would they simply argue, if they resumed strikes on Iran, that this was a new conflict and that the 60-day clock would be starting all over again? It's really hard to say, but I don't think that they would let the lack of congressional approval stop them from whatever they wanted to do militarily if they believed that it was time to resume strikes.
So as we wait, potential rebranding, repackaging, and a new clock, and what would happen there, I also have to ask you about any plans to ease...
Is that what the ceasefire was about? It was just to pause the 60 days? And now, we got a new 60 days. We don't have to ask Congress.
Saying for weeks, if not months now, that gas prices are going to plummet as soon as the war ends. But we're now in month 3 of this war, and it is still ongoing. So I asked him this morning if he is open to a suspension of the gas tax.
I've got him rambling about gas prices for like 5 minutes here, so I'm assuming this is part of her question about gas prices. Or maybe he just rambled about gas prices for multiple segments. $4.52, is that the national average right now? That's a lot. $1.52 according to AAA, up nearly 40 cents from last month. $1.38 higher from last year. He's calling for a temporary suspension of the gas tax. Wait, I thought this was a clip of him speaking. Here we go.
Being the ceasefire remains in place.
It's unbelievably weak. I would say, I would call it the weakest right now. After reading that piece of garbage they sent us, I didn't even finish reading it. They said, I'm not going to waste my time reading it. I would say it's one of the weakest right now. It's on life support. They understand these are all medical people. And Dr. Oz, life support is
Dr. Oz shaking his head. Yes, I am a medical person.
I would say the ceasefire is on massive life support.
I think that's Katie Britt right behind him, and I don't believe she's a medical person.
Approximately a 1% chance of living. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Can't have it. And if they did have it, the Middle East would be gone, Israel would be gone, and they'd hit Europe probably next. We're doing the service to the world. And this has gone on for 47 years. Other presidents and leaders of other countries that have the power should have done it, but they didn't.
I mean, medical people could be senators, but I don't think that was her background.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't have a nuclear weapon, and they didn't want to go that far. If you can believe it.
A women's sports team.
Stupid. Are they stupid people? They didn't want to believe it. They think that, well, I'll get tired of this, or I'll get bored.
No, we had the boys' sporty ball team there today.
No pressure at all. We're going to have a complete victory. We've already, in theory, had a complete victory from the military standpoint. The military, look, their Navy is dead. They have 159 ships. Right now they have 0, other than the little speedboats that go around that got taken out 8 a day by us. They have no Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft. Now they
My apologies, he's not talking about gas prices.
Into service over the last 3 weeks, probably. But essentially, they have no anti-aircraft. They have no radar.
They all look so uncomfortable.
Have been killed at the first level, second level, and half at the third level. And then they come back and they want to negotiate, and they give us it's a stupid proposal. And nobody would take it, although Obama would have taken it, Biden would have taken it. What they took was far worse. So we stopped them twice. We stopped them when I terminated the worst deal probably ever made in the history of our country in terms of defense. That was the Iran nuclear deal by penned by Barack Hussein Obama. That would have given Iran a nuclear weapon within a year. They would have had it years ago. I terminated that in my first term. And then when that beautiful plane right there hit them hard, we really hit them hard. And they told me, I want to just tell you this because they like to say, oh, well, maybe it wasn't that hard a hit. Iran told me very strongly, because they intend to give us the nuclear dust, as I call it. It's easier than talking about other terms because it's a term everyone knows. But the nuclear dust, which is what we hit, and they told me, number one, you're getting it, but you're going to have to take it out because
nuclear dust
was so obliterated that there's only 1 or 2 countries in the world that could get it. It's so deep and got hit so hard that there's no way they have the equipment to move it. You and China are the only 2 countries in the world that could take it out. So we talked about it, and they said, you'll have to take it out because we don't have the capability of doing it.
No, sir, don't take it out.
People that like to say that those great pilots in those great planes, well, we just ordered 22 more of them, new and improved, that those great pilots didn't do their job. They did their job. At 1 o'clock in the morning with no moon, no light, no nothing.
No moon.
Bomb hit its start.
Oh.
Is this still a leadership that you believe you can negotiate with and ultimately reach a peace deal with?
Well, you have 2. You have the moderates and you have the lunatics. And I think the moderates are more respected. The lunatics want to fight till the end. You know, there will be a very. It'll be a very.
Where was the moon?
But I call them. You have. Just like our country, we have lunatics too. I call them lunatics, I call them stupid people too. But in Iran, they have the moderates that dying to make a deal, and then you have the lunatics.
You have the lunatics. Oh, the irony of that statement. What happened to the moon? Excuse me, where did the moon go? Can't just get rid of the moon, I don't think. And if you can, like, it's there, I go. Like when it's like at its like thinnest, they went in like because it would be the least amount of light or something, some shit. That probably is what it is. That they went in like when the moon was at its like waning gibbous or whatever it is or something. Or is it new moon? And it's like it's this little thinnest sliver. So it would be the least amount of light. They probably do plan operations around stuff like that. Shit like that, I can say now. Fuck yeah. I made it. I made it 10 minutes. While Trump was kind of giving me a headache. To be completely honest with you. 16 people are at a facility in Nebraska. 2 people have been taken to a facility in Atlanta. These are the Americans that were taken off of the Hantavirus-stricken cruise ship yesterday. They are now back on American soil.
This morning, more than a dozen Americans who were aboard the infected Hantavirus cruise are back in the U.S.
16 passengers are now in Omaha, Nebraska, while 2 others are in Atlanta, Georgia. With the very latest, Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo joins us now live in studio. Tim, what do we know?
Philip, Colleen, of those 18 passengers, 2 of them, one in Atlanta, one in Omaha, are in separate special biocontainment units because one of them tested positive for hantavirus. The other one showed some mild symptoms. The rest, at this point, they don't have any symptoms. They don't even have worrisome temperatures. But each and every
Bill, thank you for the resub.
Very closely before they head back to their hometowns all across the country. An overnight chartered flight and an early morning motorcade to a specialized hospital in Nebraska this morning. The final 18 American passengers on board the fateful cruise ship where the hantavirus broke out are back on U.S. soil, including one who tested positive for the deadly virus.
I'm happy to report that we assessed that individual. They are doing well, actually. They currently do not have any symptoms and have a good appetite, although they're very tired, understandably, but it's been a really long journey for these folks.
That person over a month at the biocontainment unit. 15 others, also in Omaha, are currently at a quarantine facility for at least the next several days.
The 15 that were welcomed here were in good shape. They were in good spirits. They definitely were tired and needed some rest, so we did a quick assessment.
The one passenger who has shown mild symptoms and their spouse were taken to Atlanta and will be monitored at Emory University's Serious Communicable Diseases Unit. The deadly virus, which has no cure but can be overcome if treated early, is typically spread from rodent droppings, but this strain of the virus detected on the cruise ship may be able to spread between people. It's the first time there's been a hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship, and the ship's captain this morning is breaking his silence, commending his staff and other passengers for their composure.
What touched me the most, what moved me the most, was your patience, your discipline, and also kindness that you show to each other.
3 people on board the ship died, and at least another 6 tested positive during the more than month-long cruise, according to the World Health Organization. All passengers and crew on that cruise have now been taken back to their respective countries, and while each nation's quarantine procedure varies, the WHO is urging there be active monitoring for all who are on board, as everyone waits and watches, hoping the worst is behind them.
Most importantly, our thoughts are with the ones that are no longer with us. And whatever I say will not ease this loss, but I'd like you to know they are with us every day in our hearts and our thoughts.
The California Department of Public Health confirms there were at least 2 California residents on board that cruise, one of whom is already home and is in contact with local health officials. As for those final 18 Americans who are being monitored in either Omaha or Atlanta, if and when they decide to self-monitor at home, a CDC official tells ABC News they will not be flying on a commercial flight to get home. Colleen, Philip.
Okay, Tim, thank you so much.
So, Nabil, to sum it up, it's easier to transmit than what we were initially told. Like, originally I got on here and said, oh, you gotta suck face or eat ass. That's how you, like, get it. And you get it from the rats by, like, inhaling their like, fecal matter and shit. Like, that's how it spreads to human. You get, like, rat droppings on thin and blah, blah, blah. You can see how that happens. It is apparently a little more contagious than that, and we don't exactly know. That's what's worrying. But all indication is that the chances of, like, a pandemic or widespread outbreak are pretty low. Unless this thing is a little different than what they know a lot about the Hantavirus. If this thing has morphed to be maybe a little more transmissible, a little less lethal, and it has different characteristics that they don't yet know about, and we've kind of let a whole, but there have been possibly hundreds of people exposed to people that were on that ship because they let some people off before they knew what was going on, and the ship was stuck out there for a month. There was the initial death, and then they let a bunch of people off. Some of them went to this really remote island off the coast of Africa. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing that happened. I'm not a fan of cruise ships. Lady B, welcome in. To Bill, my friend, good to see you. Holiday, you here? Can you give Bill a shout out? I was happy to catch you on the other day, my friend. That could have been months ago now at this point, though. I have no concept of time. Fire resist. Welcome, friends. Good to see you all. Oh, and I must correct myself. I don't know if I said this earlier. It now seems that they did not. The patient zero of this was like this dude. He's apparently a Dutch bird watcher. And I had said that he was in a landfill, and he may have still, I apparently did go to the landfill, but they don't think that's where he got it from now. That the timeline of when he was at the landfill and when he died doesn't match up. I don't want to go against what Osterholm said last night, and he was very much not worried. But when he answered the questions, he explained it like, this is what we know about the Hantavirus research as it stands currently. But yeah, apparently it wasn't in a landfill, and it was some other area, and it did have known outbreaks of Hantavirus. So I did want to give that correction. I never want to be accused of fake news. Hit the fan streams. Welcome. Are you sure that me playing you this video of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. isn't gonna assuage your fears? Are you positive on that? I don't know, my browser's being weird tonight. I usually blame it on the YouTube, but this is a Facebook clip. God damn.
For going home, we have this under control and we're not worried about it.
But the CDC took 4 days after the WHO issued its, alert. Why was it? Why did it take the US 4 days to issue an alert?
It's not true. As soon as we determined that the virus was out there, we issued an alert. The alert means nothing.
They acted very quickly. I saw the alert too.
You saw the alert.
They acted very, very quickly, and it looks like, and can't bet anybody's life on it, but it looks like it's just a disease that we've had around in a very small way for a long time. Not a good one to catch because, it's a very severe disease if you catch it, but it's very hard to catch. Daniel, did you have a question?
And supervised and given plans for going home. We have this under control and we're not worried about it.
But the CDC took 4 days after the WHO.
We have this under control. That's what RFK Jr. says. Trump says he is satisfied with the handling. So there you have it. It's not the kind of virus that lends itself well to a widespread pandemic. Like local Cicero feels better now. Come on, Cicero, welcome in. Quesadilla, good to see you. It's more like a local clusters thing, and it's like that's why the cruise ship is so susceptible to outbreaks like this. Yeah, you missed the Hantavirus, DeJones. That's why you can't miss a moment of the Troll Patrol Live. Always good content. I have no idea why this is a thing. I grabbed it really quickly. Do you remember we did the governor's debate in California last week? One of the candidates is a former Fox contributor. I guess he was a Weekend contributor. He's a British guy by the name of Steve Hilton. He's going viral over a street taco.
California gubernatorial candidate Steve Hilton is going viral over a food flub.
He is being called out for what people call his lack of taco knowledge.
Why am I holding a Barstow street taco right now?
Okay. In his defense, he's British. Why would you expect him to have a lot of taco knowledge? I know he's getting on and pandering as if he is a, California guy. He's trying to prove his bona fides. But why would you expect the British guy to know about tacos?
Why am I holding a Barstow street taco right now? Because I just bought it at this historic location. Check it out.
Yeah, that's not a street taco. Wait, what?
Taco. There it is. My Barstow street taco. I'm going to enjoy. See you soon.
That is not a street
Hilton
taco.
filmed himself outside of Del Taco's original location in Barstow and referred to...
Okay, that's pretty fucking offensive. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. He's British. Oh, no, that's wrong. This is chalupa from Taco Bell. Close.
Why am I holding a Barstow Street Taco right now? Because I just bought it at this historic location. Check it out. The original Del Taco. There it is. My Barstow Street Taco. I'm going to enjoy. See you soon.
Hilton filmed himself outside of Del Taco's original location in Barstow and referred to his food choice as a Barstow street taco. People were quick to point out fast food taco does not qualify as authentic street tacos,
It's
which
not
is
a street
typically served
taco.
by vendors or carts. Hilton's taco is on a hard shell, not a soft tortilla. The British American appears to be taking it in stride, replying to a supportive comment with a fist bump emoji. So he is, I guess that means he's standing by his choice. There you go. There's also, by the way, controversy.
I was willing to defend him. I thought it was going to be something like he put brown sauce on a taco. Oh my God. If you're not British, you're not familiar with British culture, you may not know what I'm talking about. They have this stuff called brown sauce. I have no idea what it tastes like, but they put it on fucking everything. Libertad, you still here? What is brown sauce? HP sauce? I fucking love Indian food. Nabil, I would love you to take me to go get food. Tastes like sadness. I have no idea. I mean, I don't really want to knock the brown sauce. It looks nasty, and I know they put it on everything, but I don't know what it tastes like. I don't think I would like it though, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't knock it. I will take you up on that. I would love that, Nabil. Tastes like Brexit remorse. Hold on, is Warlord not in here? He was here a little bit ago. It's late. It's late for a British person, though. I can't hold it against him. All right, we're getting into... Well, this Warlord's going to pop in here real fast and tell us what a brown sauce is. Warlord, what's a brown sauce? We just did British guy cuisine story. You should have been here. I'm sorry. I should have summoned you before the story. I didn't think about it. I was taking up for him. Well, I get that it's brown. What's the closest thing you can tell me that does it taste like gravy? I bet it has like no taste to it whatsoever, does it? It's just flavorless. Just a flavorless brown goo. Okay, who wants to do the crime section of the show, or who wants to go down a rabbit hole and watch somebody taste brown sauce on YouTube? Kind of like A1. A1 is really thick and dark, and it's been a long time since I've had A1, because if you don't put it, if you buy good steak, which, you know, if you're going to eat steak, you should buy good steak. You shouldn't ever use A1. I liked it on sandwiches there for a while. I would use it as like a condiment on like a roast beef sandwich. Brown sauce is thick. British tears. It tastes like British tears. Big Ben wants to go down the rabbit hole. sauce. What's the American equivalent to Brown's? What is HP brown sauce? Is it the same as American steak sauce? Okay, that's what they're comparing it to. HP sauce is the OG of British condiments. Developed in 1884. Gibson gathered up tomatoes, dates, molasses, and soy, along with tamarind, before blending that together with other fruits, spices, and malt vinegar to create what he had originally called the banquet sauce. I feel like I've read this before. And because Garton had heard that his sauce was being served at the House of Parliament, or HP, he decided to rename his concoction Garton's HP sauce. When Americans think of steak sauce, first thing that comes to mind is A1. Even though its origins are as British as HP sauce, A1 sauce is something HP doesn't, or royal pedigree. While both HP and A1 may seem like copycat recipes of each other, the only similarity they share is that they are both tinted brown. HP sauce's ingredients are tomatoes, malt vinegar, molasses, glucose, fructose syrup, spirit vinegar, sugar, dates, corn flour, rye flour, salt, spices, flavoring, and tamarind. A1's ingredients are tomato puree, vinegar, corn syrup, salt, raisin paste, crushed orange puree, and spices including dried onions and celery seed, as well as potassium sorbate and xanthan gum. So HP is slightly sweeter than the A1. Closer to Worcestershire sauce, but I think Worcestershire sauce is awfully unique. I like Worcestershire sauce. Would I like HP sauce? Anyway, that delayed the horrors of the world. There was a wild shooting today in Cambridge, in Massachusetts. Holy shit, I'm gonna hit the content warning. Maybe we should get high before this one. Bagheera, welcome in. Spicy coconut chutney. I have a thing against coconut, but I think it's the paper. Okay, so I threw up when I was a kid on a Easter cake. It was like a bunny rabbit and had coconut as the fur, and I haven't been able to eat coconut since. But I think it's the texture, like the papery stuff of the fake coconut. Like, the other day I was eating a cookie in the kitchen and Curiouser was like, "That's coconut." And I'm like, "It's actually really good." But it didn't have the, coconut shaving shit on it. It's just flavored. So like a chutney, I might be into that. See, I think I'm probably like coconut, and it's just that it's the texture of the shit that's on that cake. Those fake ass Easter cakes. One of those fake ass Easter cakes. Actually, I need to refill my drink. Give me one moment. I'll be right back. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm JustinFREAKIN.
All we're establishing is this guy's wicked sick aesthetic.
Not high enough for this shit.
I guess I gotta thank Matt Walsh for introducing me to JustinFREAKIN.
Hey there, y'all. We're about to get stupid, locked into what that news be doing. Fu Manchu and a slip bandana, colder than ice, smoother than Santana. Audio, video, chat and calls. Right wing nut jobs haunt the halls. What you wanna watch? Hey, what you think? And there's only one choice. It's JustinFREAKIN.
The guy's, he's a formidable voice in the call.
Light one up and tip one back. It's a right to be high. Let's grab a snack. It's fucking news, clip, panic, attack, and play your cards right and get a titty slap. Jump in Discords, have some fun. The man will talk to everyone. Get high and try to debate. When shit pops up, chat thinks it's great. What do you think you're doing? Join the troll patrol. Wherever discourse is brewing, he gives it that southern drawl.
So let's go ahead and bring in Justin. Hey Justin, how's it going, brother?
First of all, I want to say you're poser South. I'm in Alabama. I'm the real South.
Okay, all right. So why don't you tell us what it takes to be a man?
Well, I don't know. I'm in Alabama and I'll fuck a man in a dress. Why won't you fuck a man in a dress? Are you that insecure that you won't fuck a man in a dress?
That's fantastic. So you're okay with that, right?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Right-wingers are morons.
Light one hit and hit one back. One more click before we hit the set an alert when that shit goes live. Social fucking support and hit subscribe. Light one up and take a hit. He does no harm, but it takes no shit. He's the last one standing when the ship is sinking. Let's take another rip for JustinFREAKIN.
Light one up, tip one back. I'm JustinFREAKIN.
Not high enough for this shit.
That is the Media Winch. What's wild is that, like, she sent it to me. Like, I kind of check out. On the weekends, I'll check out, and I think she sent it to me on, like, a Friday night. And I, like, had shut down my computer. I'm playing a video. Like, I might have gotten a new game or something. Like, might have been Final Fantasy had come out. And I'm, like, balls deep in it. And not paying attention to anything, and she had sent it to me, and I didn't listen to it for like a day and a half, and she messaged me and she's like, "Oh, come on, man, don't leave me hanging like that. What'd you think?" And I didn't know what she had sent to me. Like, I didn't know how fucking awesome the song was, but I just hadn't listened to it. I'd just been playing video games non-fucking stop and hadn't booted up my computer and sat down and done anything else. And I felt so bad for ignoring her on that one. I was like, oh shit, this is amazing. He did a great job on the song, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to make a video for this. And luckily I have, because I always do like an end of the year and best of and shit. Like, I have all the clips, I have them organized by year and everything. It wasn't like hard to go and find. When I was doing the, like finding clips of me drinking on stream, far more rare. But I kind of knew, because it was always on my birthday, or it'd be on like New Year's, or, the Freak Show on Thanksgiving one year we drank. So it was kind of like I knew where to look. Because I'm so rarely take any kind of drinks on stream. I did not this past weekend, the weekend before, took shots of rum. That was a thing that happened. Soup. Thread redeemed. I can't remember who it was. Media Winch redeemed, I think. There was like 2. I had to take 2 shots. I'm just not a drinker. I'm not a fan of alcohol. I don't like not being in control of myself. Especially like I had a really bad experience. But once again, I was on way more than just, alcohol. I was on a couple other things that night, so I can't blame it on the alcohol. But I had a bad experience when I just didn't have control of myself, and I don't ever want to feel like that again. That was a horrible ordeal. Well, Big Ben, I had 2 shots over the weekend a couple weekends ago, and that's probably my first time in maybe years. No, that's not true, because I drank, it might have been 3 months. I'm sorry to call you on that. You're probably right. Because it did seem like I drank something. She had like a margarita drink or a pina colada thing. I drank 2 of those. They were in a can, and they were like high alcohol by volume. Holiday, will you get me a pepperoni cock? Some chicken fingers, the good kind. Pack of smokes. Yeah, just one cock. They're big. They're huge, man. Pepperoni cock. Chicken fingers, the good kind. Pack of smokes. Double fist that shit. I popped somebody in the chat. All right, now it's time for the horrors, because this is the crime portion of the show. We got some wild ass video coming to us from Massachusetts. There was a shooting in Cambridge. I mean, like, we're hitting the ground running here. Get ready.
We begin off the top tonight with just a terrifying image here. A man carrying a gun walking in the middle of the road on Memorial Drive in Cambridge, firing off shots. At this hour, the man is hospitalized after a state police trooper shot him. We are waiting right now to learn about his condition.
I-Team sources tell us no state troopers were hit. We have live team coverage this evening.
Oh, shucks.
With Louisa Moeller live in Cambridge. Louisa.
Louise and Mulder?
A terrifying situation.
Yeah, Louisa Moeller.
David, you can see how expansive this scene is. And I want to direct your attention right next to the Charles River here, where you can see that state police cruiser parked on the running and sidewalk path there. That's sort of the epicenter of this investigation, where we believe the gunman was shot by a Massachusetts state trooper earlier this afternoon.
I have video of them apprehending them, but they don't show it.
There are multiple evidence markers. We also believe that there is a long gun that remains.
Now, this just happened. Hold on, they don't have the time on the screen on this news station right now, but this just happened 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock this afternoon, something like that. This was just a few hours ago.
Somewhere over here. Now, I also want to show you there are many different vehicles that got stuck inside of this crime scene. Witnesses who saw the gunman and then unfortunately became way too close to this situation. So if you look across Memorial Drive, you can see them sort of strewn here. you know, in an eerie way, in the way that they were.
It does appear that the
parked
police did a
trying
good
to
job.
escape the situation with doors open and hoods up. I do believe we have a little bit of witness sound from people who told me exactly what this experience was like for them and how terrifying it was.
Saw a couple cars immediately swerve over to the other side of the road, cut across the grass, and come flying up this way. Figured it was a pissed off driver, kept hearing pops. Got out, walked up to the car in front of me to my coworker to see what was going on. Dude, saw the dude in the street, lifted it up at me. I dipped back into my car and jumped down in my, behind my dashboard. My buddy got out, he ran for it.
At first, we heard sounds, which no one could sort of make sense of it, and then it was the shots were so frequent and in such rapid succession that it's just like, this sounds like gunfire. And then he emerged, and he had a large rifle, an automatic weapon, and he's shooting all over the place. Goes into the road, all the cars were stopped both ways, and he's just shooting. And people started to get out of their vehicles and run, including me. So I just got out of the vehicle, turned the vehicle off, and just started running, and shots are ringing out.
And then I ran through the bushes and fell in here and ran all the way down the street. And then they took me in this building over here because I was all shook and everything. Like I was running for my life.
What kind of gun did he have?
All I know was long. He had on a grayish vest, maybe cargo pants. And he was like this, back and forth like that. And he was getting closer and closer to the van.
How many shots do you think you heard?
At least 15 or more.
Now, you heard those witnesses. Can you imagine you're driving down Memorial Drive, it's a Monday afternoon, you see this person who they described as someone just indiscriminately waving around a gun and then pointing that gun at their cars and firing. One witness told me that his radiator was struck, his car's not drivable. Another witness told me that one of his front headlights was struck. All of those witnesses.
This poor woman out here looking like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The gunman get injured.
I'm sorry,
by this,
ma'am.
And they do credit a single state police trooper with getting out of his vehicle and subsequently shooting the gunman right here. This is going to be a long and lengthy investigation. We believe Memorial Drive will be shut down for some time, and we have counted thus far 34 evidence markers. We're live in Cambridge. Louisa Moeller, WBZ News.
Louisa, thank you. And that's important. This is a very busy area, particularly in the middle of a weekday.
Yeah, we mapped this out for you here. This is right across the Charles River from the DoubleTree Hotel.
Let's go live now to Christina Rex. She has more information on this story in Cambridge. Christina?
Lisa and David, just want to explain to you where we are compared to where Louisa is, where you just saw. Louisa's on the complete opposite side of the crime scene tape from where I am. So take a look here. This is the other side, the other view of the crime scene. And I know you heard Louisa just describe what people in cars and in the surrounding area saw and heard as this happened. The kind of incredible thing is this is not only such a busy stretch of road for drivers, but there's multiple apartment buildings right along this section of Memorial Drive. And I spoke to several residents who not only called 911 when they heard dozens of gunshots, but also took video of everything happening.
Your family members, man.
Video taken from apartments nearby shows a man with a long gun walking up and down Memorial Drive Monday afternoon.
It wasn't a regular gunfire. It was like pow, 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 pow.
He appears to shoot at random cars passing by and at nothing at all.
And then he turns around and then he just starts shooting. Pow, 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 pow.
Witness Joseph Menino Rodriguez says he heard the shots and called 911.
Having a bad day.
Then watched the rest unfold out his
let off
apartment
some
window
steam.
as the man adjusts his gun and approaches another car.
He's hitting the window a couple of times. He's like mad. He's frustrated. I don't know what happened.
These people freaking out like this doesn't happen every day in America. I do this story all the time. Man just out waving a gun around? Hell yeah, that happens. That's American. This is America. That's what you want, right? Everybody just out waving guns around.
But I don't know what's going on with him. He's hitting the window. He's talking to the car inside. He didn't shoot it.
Witnesses say the man was screaming, but they couldn't make out what he was saying or why he was stopping traffic and shooting indiscriminately in the middle of Memorial Drive. So you're saying he was walking up and down the street, re-racking and shooting at passing cars?
He was, exactly. He was walking out. He probably was trying to go this way, but I'm thinking he probably tried to stop traffic to a certain point because it was a good amount. It was a good amount of people. So he tried to stop the traffic at a certain amount, and he thought it was a perfect time to just start letting it go. It was at least 30 shots. I'm talking about 30, maybe in between those 30 shots, he's letting out 5, 6 every time.
Then state troopers took him down.
I like that guy.
Capturing him on the ground. His gun
I'd buy weed off of
away.
him.
I-team sources say the suspect was shot, but no police were hurt. It's unclear if anyone driving cars or any witnesses got hit by gunfire. Police were investigating apparent bullet holes in nearby apartment balcony doors and in the windshield of a postal truck parked around the corner from the scene. Now neighbors just want to know, why was this man behaving this way?
I thought this was like...
This is America.
I thought it was like, you know how in GTA you're bored of playing it so much, you just start shooting anything.
Yeah.
And back out.
I like that guy.
You can see that.
I'd buy weed off of
Still
him.
more than a dozen state police cars and other police agencies here as well. This is far fewer.
He knows what's up.
Earlier, there were more than 20 when I first got here to the scene. And just want to tell you, we did see this side of the river right across from Boston in Cambridge. This is Middlesex County. We did see Middlesex County District Attorney Marion Ryan show up here to the scene. Typically when she shows up to a scene, she gives an update to the media at some point. So we are hoping to hear from her some updates on this investigation. Of course, we'll bring them to you live when they happen. For now, live in Cambridge, Christina Rex, WBZ News.
All right, Christina, thank you. Obviously a very challenging situation for police, even now during the investigation.
Exactly. John Carmichael joins us now live. He's the former police chief in Newton and Walpole. Chief, this is obviously a very complicated scene for the officers. You have a public area, very dangerous. You have a lot of witnesses. What are officers focusing on in this investigation in these initial hours?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me tonight. What a situation they dealt with there today. Very grateful that the responding officers are okay, that the bystanders are all right. It's remarkable that more people weren't injured or killed in this situation. And kudos to the troopers that arrived there and dealt with that threat and ended it and helped save lives. So just an incredible scene there. Basically, where they're going to go from here is, the person, thankfully, is in custody.
Former pig.
After relinquishing his weapon.
Probably some kind of consultant now.
As you've been interviewing people here tonight, witnesses, which there seem to be many, will be interviewed. That crime scene looked as very secure. The officers and the troopers will start to do evidence collection. They'll start to look into the suspect himself and what the background is, social media, search warrants, how this weapon was obtained in the first place, and what the motive is. What triggered this person to go and actually commit this act tonight? Is it some type of a grievance, a mental health issue? It'll be very interesting to see how this investigation progresses, and what's behind all of this tonight.
And Chief, we
want to be a thug. Maybe that's it.
It is for police officers. You never know on a given day what you're going to come across. We just spoke with this one witness who said it was a single trooper who stepped out and took this man on. Just amazing bravery. How do officers train for something like this that just seems so random?
They don't. I don't think.
It's incredible on that trooper's actions. Certainly a hero, and certainly saved lives today. So you got to really give it to that trooper. That it's an amazing response. Thankfully here in Massachusetts, our police officers and troopers are so well trained in dealing with active shooter type of situations, and thank God that we don't have many of them here in Massachusetts, throughout the years. But as far as preparedness, I think our officers and troopers here in Massachusetts are some of the most well-prepared law enforcement officers in the country. And it's no shock to me that when a situation like this happens, even this one single trooper showing up originally on scene and ending that threat and saving people's lives at the end of the day, it's just phenomenal. Just an outstanding job.
Yeah, we are so grateful to them for that bravery and for all that training. Chief John Carmichael, thank you so much for spending this time with us this afternoon.
Thanks, Chief.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Now, Governor Maura Healey tweeted just a short time ago, I am closely monitoring the situation on Memorial Drive at State Mass Police. They are on the scene working alongside local law enforcement to investigate. There is no ongoing threat to the public. However, residents and commuters are strongly encouraged to avoid the area to allow public safety personnel to do their work. Grateful to first responders who worked quickly to keep people safe and secure on the scene. Now, we brought you live coverage of this shooting this afternoon on our streaming service, CBS News Boston. Stay with us as we learn more about the situation and the suspect. David?
Yeah, that was a wild situation. Let's go. The White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter was in court today. He pled not guilty, is seeking to disqualify Judge Jeanine.
The man accused of trying to assassinate President Donald Trump at the White House Correspondents' Dinner told the judge today he's not guilty. You're looking at Cole Allen there. He appeared in federal court in D.C. earlier today. Live to CBS News Justice reporter Jake Rosen, inside that courtroom. Walk us through the charges and what you saw.
Well, Reed, we saw Cole Allen in an orange jumpsuit and shackles at both his hands and his feet earlier today when he appeared for an arraignment on not just the charges of attempting to assassinate President Trump allegedly, but also his alleged assault of a federal law enforcement officer and 2 federal gun crimes. Through his attorney, Cole Allen did not specifically speak. He pleaded not guilty to all 4 charges. And then there was some discussion about what the discovery in this case is going to look like. The Department of Justice and federal prosecutors said that because this case is merely just 2 weeks old, they're starting to finalize what would be in the initial batch that would be handed over. And the next court filings deadline and court hearing will be later next month, about 45 days from now. So likely no initial resolution to any of this until later this year, potentially even next, Read. But what we saw was finally 2 weeks after the alleged attack of the White House Correspondents' Dinner by Cole Allen and the numerous analyses of video that you can see kind of playing out on the screen, it appears that there's finally going to be a movement towards a potential criminal trial in this case.
Right, but as we advance towards that criminal trial, something I haven't seen before, I don't know if you've seen it as well, he's wanting to shave a couple of big names out of this case, removing Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche and then Jeanine Pirro as well.
Yeah, and that's because just the reality and the complicated scene on the ground at that shooting at the Correspondents' Dinner. What we saw was that Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche was there sitting at a CBS News table. We saw Jeanine Pirro there separately. And the Justice Department said in court filings, as this case has initially proceeded, that they're leaving the door open to potential charges for more in this case and another indictment that could expand the scope of charges. Among that the Justice Department has not yet ruled out, Reed, is more charges for allegedly planning to attack other high-ranking Trump administration officials. This could include Pirro and Blanche. Because of that, and public statements that both of them made in the immediate aftermath at the White House and in the following days describing what they went through as victims and witnesses, attorneys and the federal defenders that are representing Cole Allen have moved to potentially disqualify both of them, if not the entire U.S. prosecutor's office here in Washington, D.C. What that would mean is that a different prosecutor would have to be appointed. They said they're wanting more details from the Department of Justice, which the DOJ says they'll get back to them in 2 weeks about what further charges would be playing out.
Everything is 2 weeks.
And whether Jeanine Pirro and Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche would potentially be witnesses in this case, because there are dozens and dozens of Trump high-ranking officials and other major personalities in not just Congress and the White House, but just in the political sphere that all could have been witnesses to potentially this case if it goes to trial. The DOJ said it's unlikely that that happens, and a judge pushed them on whether these charges could be brought, featuring charges against potentially attempting to assassinate the Attorney General or a U.S. attorney. But at the same time, that's one way that Cole Allen's attorneys are attempting to slow down this case and potentially get it outside of Washington, D.C. and kind of eliminate the firewall that's clearly very much real in this case between the White House and the U.S. Attorney's Office here in D.C. Jeanine Pirro, longtime Fox News host and longtime ally and personal friend of President Trump.
Fascinating times. Jake Rosen, thank you so much for that update, fresh from the courtroom.
Fresh from the courtroom. Winchy poo. And your two eyebrows. I always have two eyebrows. Sorry. Now that you're here, carry on with the horrors of the day.
You're Willie Nelson high. You're smoking some of the best dope God ever put breath in.
Hey, llama. I hope you're well. People who are not well are the 6 people who were found dead in the shipping container in Texas.
Grisly discovery on Sunday when he found 6 dead bodies in a train boxcar. It happened during a routine inspection in a rail yard in Laredo, Texas, near the border with Mexico. The county's medical examiner says the bodies of 5 males and 1 female were recovered, but they have not yet been identified. They are believed to be from Mexico and or Honduras. NBC News correspondent Ryan Chandler joins us now. Ryan, what more do we know about what all happened here? It's so tragic.
Well, Kate, it is. And unfortunately, it seems that all 6 of these victims died of heat stroke on a day that reached a sweltering 97 degrees down in South Texas. We're learning a lot more from the county medical examiner who told NBC this morning that we're learning more about the identities of some of these people. She told us that the 1 female victim was identified as a 29-year-old woman from Mexico. One of the male victims is a 24-year-old from Honduras. She says she believes that all of these victims are from either Mexico or Honduras, and one of the males appears to just be a teenager. We're also hearing from Union Pacific, the railcar company that owned this railcar. They don't say much, but they do acknowledge the incident, saying that Union Pacific is saddened by this incident and is working closely with law enforcement to investigate. A law enforcement contingent that you have to assume now includes authorities from multiple countries with non-citizens involved, Kate.
Yeah, and so what are the next steps here, Ryan, as they try to gather all this information?
Well, the medical examiner also tells us that in order to determine their identities farther, they have turned cell phones found on their persons over to Border Patrol to try and find any identifying information. They've also assessed their fingerprints to find where these people may have come from and try to find their families. I think the number one question for law enforcement at this point, Kate, is was this human smuggling? This reminds me of the tragic incident in San Antonio back in 2022 when dozens of people were found dead in a tractor trailer. We don't yet know the circumstances surrounding this, but it has to be at the top of investigators' minds.
Yeah. All right, Ryan Chandler for us. Ryan, thank you.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app.
Shut up, Tom Llama.
YouTube channel.
Bring back Lester so we can bully him. Like, I made a Shut Up Lester graphic and got to use it like maybe 3 times, and then the motherfucker retired. Going down to Florida, the family of the victims of the FSU shooting from a couple of years ago suing OpenAI for coaching the shooter along and lending assistance.
Lawsuit has been filed against OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, for potential involvement in what some searches, online searches by Phoenix Eichner, who is the suspect in the Florida State University shooting. So joining us live now to talk about this, we are pleased to be joined by Greg Francis, an attorney with Osborne, Francis and Pettis, and representing a family members of one of the victims in that shooting. Mr. Francis, we appreciate you joining us this afternoon here on Fox 35 News Plus.
See, he took my advice too much. I said, put your camera up high. He's got too much negative headspace. He's shooting way too far down on him.
Plus.
Well, thank you for having me here today.
So first of all, just talk to us about this lawsuit, the complaint, what
this isn't hard, people,
alleging, and why this is something that you feel is important.
You know, this is a matter of public safety. It is well known within the AI industry that teenagers these days use ChatGPT as their life coach, that they don't
teenagers these days
running it by ChatGPT. And with that understanding that how important and how integral and how integrated ChatGPT has come with these especially for teenagers, it's important that the right safeguards are in place to ensure that something like this doesn't happen. Listen, AI itself is not bad. It's just that they need to have things in place so that when someone starts exhibiting behavior, asking questions, having discussions about certain topics, especially in a cumulative fashion, that someone step in with a red flag and intervene at that point.
And we have heard.
You would think the AI would be able to notice the behavior patterns, right?
And I know that was something that was referenced during the news conference today as well. Where does the line of what is the line of liability and responsibility for one of these AI companies, in this case OpenAI, when you're talking about a role that they played in this, as opposed to if it were a human being or something doing something similar, providing some of the same information?
Well, I'm sure you're aware of, how new and innovative AI is. So some of those questions and where the line is drawn are what we are attempting to assert and find out in this case, exactly what those responsibilities are. From our perspective, we believe that if you can build a product that will provide information to someone based upon the queries that they ask, and let me be very clear about this. ChatGPT is very different from Google. Google is just input of information and they will give you an answer. ChatGPT involves you in a conversation back and forth. And that's why in this case, we believe that they are civilly liable because of the fact that they allow.
That's interesting because I don't treat it as a conversation when I use it. I'm very assertive with it and tell it exactly what I want. Like, it's not like it's talking to me and telling me things. I don't ask it things. I've been using it to write a title for YouTube that has a high CRT. That seems weird. I don't know, there was this class called bioethics. Feel like way more people in society probably should have took that class. Should have been required in some degrees. Let me see if I can get an update on this, because this is short. There was apparently a standoff happened in Montezuma. I have no idea where Montezuma is. There was a standoff. The suspect got away.
First on 13, the Poweshiek County Sheriff's Office is searching for a suspect this morning.
They say he is still at large and is considered armed and dangerous. According to the release, deputies were called to the 500 block of North Front Street in Montezuma.
Is that Iowa? What fucking state is this? I feel stupid. It is Iowa? Montezuma, Iowa? I should know the state since, Senator Joni Ernst.
yesterday on reports of a subject with an active arrest warrant. Authorities made contact with the man, who was identified as Michael Zurich. You can see him in this security camera photo shared by the sheriff's office. They say he was armed with a large kitchen knife. After a brief standoff, he ran into a wooded area in southwest Montezuma. Authorities say they've searched through the area by foot and drone, but have not found him. If you see him, do not approach. Call 911.
I'm trying to get an update on this story. I got updates on other stories. We got more information on the gunman in Cambridge. Trump's doing some kind of dinner in the Rose Garden. Maybe he fell in a hole. Always plausible.
In the shooting rampage, who is this guy? WBC Chief Investigator Cheryl Fiadaca here with what she's uncovered so far. Cheryl?
Well, Lisa and David, we're learning his name, and his name is Tyler Brown. He's a 46-year-old man from Boston who I-Team sources say was shot by a state trooper, and he's no stranger to law enforcement. In fact, in 2020, he was charged with attempting to kill Boston police officers. This is a photo of Tyler Brown from an officer safety bulletin that went out this morning in Boston. At about 12:30, Boston police officers attempted to do a well-being check at his home in Dorchester after his parole officer reported that he made suicidal statements. He was also allegedly seen on FaceTime with an assault rifle and said he would use it. The bulletin also mentioned his phone was pinging in Cambridge. Shortly after the bulletin went out, these videos of Brown were taken on Memorial Drive. He's seen walking down in the middle of the street, terrorizing drivers, waving and shooting a long gun. Witnesses say he shot at cars and in the air before I-Team sources say a state trooper shot him and he was taken into custody. And we're working to learn more about Brown's condition. As for the attempted murder charge, in 2021, he was sentenced to 5 to 6 years in state prison, followed by probation, and was ordered to undergo mental health evaluations and treatment. David, Lisa?
Really valuable information. Cheryl, thank you.
It appears that as of about 3 hours ago, the man in Iowa is still on the run from police. I thought this motherfucker was in China. I keep hearing he's deporting for China, and he keeps doing events from the White House. Somehow this shit keeps happening.
Great. Hello, Aaron. Good-looking guy.
Hello, Aaron. We always come in on improving on somebody.
People, they've got to be respected by our elected officials. They have to be respected. Last March, he was on duty when there were clashing protesters outside of Gracie Mansion, and two radical Islamic terrorists threw explosive devices into the crowd, violently into the crowd. He reacted instantly, jumping over a metal barricade and sprinting to apprehend one of the men. As fate would have it, this 23-year-old veteran of the New York PD was inspired to join the force when he saw police running into Twin Towers on September 11th. It had a profound impact, 2001. And now he's helped arrest terrorists from all over the world, some really bad ones. So I just want to say, Assistant Chief Edwards, I want to thank you very much. I've heard about your record. Your record is very legendary. Congratulations. Thank you very much. That's great. So this Police Week, we pray for the families of our fallen officers, those great, great families.
Oh, it's Police
And
Week.
we thank the heroes who wear the badge and risk their lives every day on behalf of our nation.
I did like
You are
special
restoring the
graphics for Police
foundation of
Week
law and order
one
for our
year.
country and to our country.
1
You're
week.
amazing people. You don't really understand one thing. You don't know how much respect.
I think I had a special
People
opening.
respect you. They love
Oh yeah, I did all kinds of ACAB stories.
you don't hear that, but they all feel it. I know it, and they tell me about it all the time, as much as anybody else and more. So I just want to welcome you as great professionals, as unbelievable people and patriots to the beautiful White House, the new and improved White House. And it's an honor to be with you. And I said, I'm very busy tonight. I don't have time for dinner. And they said, oh, it's the police we're honoring. Oh, I'll have dinner. So I'm going to join you for dinner. Is that okay? I'll set aside the Iranians for an evening. I'll put the Iranians aside and we're going to have a little dinner. So I want to thank you all. You're really specially just amazing people. Thank you very much. for
That's
being here.
fucking funny. He is so rude. They were playing YMCA, weren't they? They ripped out the old Rose Garden so they could play YMCA. That was funny, though. I don't have time for you people. I don't have time for dinner. Sir, it's the police. Six Flags Magic Mountain. I believe this is in Cali. Shut down today because of a bomb threat.
We begin with breaking news in Valencia. Magic Mountain has been closed following a bomb threat at the park. I'm Philip Palmer.
And I'm Colleen Sullivan. The Santa Clarita Sheriff's Station says the threat was called in this morning around 8 a.m. A large police presence was spotted in the parking lot as deputies conducted a sweep.
How can he welcome in?
Again, Six Flags Magic Mountain remains closed. Still no word on when it will reopen.
It was earlier in the day. I assumed that everything was okay because I didn't hear about a bomb going off. Same thing. Amazingly, there was a rash of bomb threats. I don't know if you guys have heard of others in Tennessee today. Multiple schools were placed on lockdown after bomb threats. Police in Franklin put the school on lockdown to investigate a bomb threat. More than half a dozen Tennessee schools, including a Nashville high school, were placed on lockdown while police officers investigated what appeared to be a hoax set of bomb threats. The Tennessee Department of Safety said they were aware of multiple reports of potential threats. Law enforcement is responding to each location out of an abundance of caution, including state troopers and Office of Homeland Security agents where needed. At this time, these calls are believed to be hoaxes. However, every report is being taken seriously and fully investigated to ensure the safety of students and staff. Law enforcement agencies across the country are dealing with an uptick in bomb threats to schools. Kentucky State Police posted on Facebook on May 5th about multiple comparable threats linked to a robocalling campaign. Interesting times that we are living through. Bong rip for you, you say? I think we can make that happen. Might have to pack a new one. I don't think banning phones is the... I don't know what the solution is. A lot of things are happening just because we're a sick society. And the things that we need to do, like, there's not a cure-all. You can't just do a thing, pass a legislation, and get rid of gun violence. It's a symptom of a much larger problem of a system that is very fucked up. I mean, more hugs to random strangers isn't gonna hurt. The more good you put out in the world, the better. And I'm one to talk about putting good out in the world. We were doing a show called The Troll Patrol, spreading my hate. Parkour's, welcome in. Lurker love, you say. Author Mills, you do not have to say anything. Welcome in, friend. Good to see you. You are Lurker love of the day. Wanted to let you know we appreciate you being here. I'm a loving troll.
Hey Justin, are you trolling?
I mean, you went show me your bits. One of them says that. It says, thank you for showing me your bits and Beyonce's titties. Guess I also got old man throwing out money. I don't remember when I was doing any of those. Must have been high. Hey, you stop smoking. I wonder what makes it do the other one. Huh. Thank you for your bits, Big Pen. Stop smoking. All right. A Florida man went on a trip to Montana, and he ain't coming back to Florida. He got eaten by a bear.
At a sad case out of Montana, where a man with Florida ties, he's a UCF grad,
You think it's sad? I think the bear got a good meal.
Was
the circle of life, bitch.
Killed in what investigators believe was a suspected bear attack. And joining us live now is Fox 35's Marie Edinger, who has been looking into this and also just had the chance to speak with that man's father. Marie, we appreciate you joining us here on Florida Live. What have we learned about what happened, first of all?
So as for what happened, this is Anthony Polio. He's 33 years old, and I got to talk with his dad, Arthur, and the two seem really close. They went on a lot of trips together, did a lot of outdoorsy things, and his dad told me about how much he loved visiting different national parks, and he's been to quite a few. So as for what happened, his dad, Arthur, says that he had been on a road trip with a friend and decided to go on this hike. It was 5 miles up, which is really not a problem for Anthony. He was just going to plan.
I actually think Polio is kind of a cool name.
And then head right back on down. Pretty steep on the way up, pretty steep on the way down, but downward, so it would go quickly.
Marco
so he was
Polio.
really not worried about this hike. And when his dad has a voicemail that he could tell was from during the hike, he's on the way up. And when he hadn't heard from him by the next afternoon is when he started getting a little bit worried, and called park rangers who started checking in. And then he said they really put all hands on deck trying to search for him. They had drones with radar out there. That's his girlfriend you see in the picture, who he had also recently got into hiking, he said. But They did eventually find his body a couple days later. It was about 50 feet from the trail itself, but the National Park Service believes that's because a bear had dragged him. And his dad told me
That
that
happens.
I hadn't been aware of, which is that he was found with bear spray in his hand, and the park ranger said that the area was quite coated and really potent smelling for the bear spray, and that he had injuries that seemed really consistent with a bear attack, and they were aware that there were some in the area. His dad told me this detail, that he said his son is really loves gladiator type movies, or all those action movies where, the hero at the end, or there's somebody who sacrificed himself. He said he loves Lord of the Rings, so he brought up, for instance, King Theoden when he dies, as he wants his sword in his hand. And that's a really common trope in
the big ass
action
truck
or war type movies. You want the sword in your hand. And he said that it kind of spoke to him that his son had died with his weapon, with the bear spray in his hand still. And he talked just about
There's your problem. The bear spray was set to
how
attract.
strong his son was, how gregarious he said as well. And it's just this, it's just a sad thing.
Maybe it was a super
his
bear.
Dad was really happy to have that last voicemail from him, where Anthony says, "I love you, Dad," at the end. And we were talking about what a beautiful thing that is to have, and to be able to keep forever. As for what to come out of this, so that it isn't just this sad story, is it's the opportunity to talk about this man who seems to have impacted so many people throughout his life, and is now having his story told and getting to impact people nationwide. At the same time.
Well, since we're talking about bears, I'll skip ahead one, but perhaps you want to see a cat before then. No to Jones. There's not a substantive update. If there was something big that occurred, I'll cover it. Don't worry. I got you covered. We in the animal section of the show now. This bear climbing a tree. I think it happened in Altadena. Yep. This is the multiple sightings they've had.
Altadena neighborhood, lounging in a tree as those curious residents snap photos. It's just the latest in a series of recent bear sightings in the local foothills.
Gene King is live for us in Altadena with more on all the excitement out there. Gene?
Hi, Rick and Corrine. We are on Bear Watch 2026, and a lot of folks out here in Altadena as that bear has taken residence in this very quiet neighborhood. We're going to pan on up. Do you see the bear? Well, a lot of folks that have been watching all day long say that it would be unbearable if it fell. Tonight, as you can see, it's still up there. This bear was spotted, barely concealed, tucked in the branches of this pine tree, and for hours it has not budged.
We were out to breakfast in Pasadena, and she has the Citizens app, and she, my girlfriend, and she said, "Oh, we should go see this bear."
Dozens of residents and visitors lined Figueroa Drive in Glen Rose Avenue, eyes fixed on what appears to be a juvenile bear. Napping, then climbing, then settling back in.
The big mural they built, there's a giant bear that says, keep Altadena strong. It's part of our identity, I think, when we live here. We love it.
LA County Sheriff's deputies urged everyone to stay clear while California Fish and Wildlife monitored
I'd go gawk at a bear in a
Resident
tree.
Jose Velasquez says the sightings have become harder to ignore.
I think it's due to the fires and, most of the habitat and food was destroyed up there. So they're trying to find more food in the city. They've been mentioning mountain lions as well coming into people's houses. So it's been happening quite often.
A neighbor told KTLA-5 another bear was spotted down the street earlier, unconfirmed. But for many here, seeing this one is enough.
Just driving by and seeing a bear in a tree, pulled over, wanted to check it out. I got a lot of family that lives up in Altadena, and a lot of bear sighting always, but never really actually seen it this close.
This comes days after a different bear was spotted near Hansen Dam in Pacoima and safely tranquilized by wildlife experts.
Yeah, we watched that.
Pushing closer to the foothills, officials say these encounters are only becoming more common. Wildlife officials are asking everyone here to stay clear and let, of course, the officials and the experts handle this situation. And Rick and Corrine, I have never been this close to a bear outside of a zoo, and I can tell you it feels like a movie scene out of Ron Burgundy, Anchorman. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, that's a big boy. Gene Kang, we thank you for that.
Was he talking about the bear or the reporter? That's our big boy out there reporting on the bear.
Those curious residents.
A lot of folks out here in Altadena as that bear has taken residence in this very quiet neighborhood. We're going to pan on up. Do you see the bear? Well, a lot of folks that have been watching all day long say that it would be unbearable if it fell. Tonight, as you can see, it's still up there.
Jim Russell just raiding in.
Spotted, barely concealed.
Well, I was getting ready to raid out.
For hours, it has not.
I was done with the news for the day, but if you're coming in, welcome in, Raiders.
Citizens app, and she
make yourself at home.
Girlfriend, and she said, "Oh, we should go see this bear."
We will continue for a little bit.
Lined Figueroa Drive in Glen Rose Avenue, eyes fixed on what appears to be a juvenile bear. Napping, then climbing, then settling back in.
The big mural they built, there's a giant
Did I make a pun?
Keep Altadena strong. It's part of
what I say.
I think when we live here, we love it.
LA County Sheriff's
I don't think I have a
fresh
police chase is
while
the problem.
California Fish and Wildlife monitored this animal. Resident Jose Velasquez says the sightings have become harder to ignore.
I think it's due to the fires and, most of the habitat and food was destroyed up there. So they're trying to find more food in the city.
One live
They've been
right
mentioning
now.
Mountain lions as
Dick
well.
Dangler, love your name.
Houses, so it's been happening quite often.
Welcome
a neighbor
in,
told
friend.
KTLA-5 another bear was
Glad
spotted
to have
down the
you.
street earlier, unconfirmed. But for many here, seeing this one is enough.
Just driving by and seeing a bear in a tree.
Okay, we've watched this
Wanted to
one
check it
before.
out.
If you've
I got a lot of family.
you've been with me
And a lot of bear sighting always, but
for a lot of these police
actually seen it
chases, you
this
might have
close.
seen this one.
This
This is a
comes
good one.
days after a different bear was spotted near Hansen Dam in Pacoima and safe.
Oh, the news guy. I thought you said I made a pun, and I'm gonna be like, it was accidental if I made a pun. They always do that. They always do that with everything. Like the Taylor Swift story, they use Taylor Swift titles. They gotta make puns with bears and shit.
She's chasing the black and white. She's got a couple of other cars behind her. Look at this. This is just craziness.
Today, caught on camera, an early morning disturbance call in Venice morphs into a dangerous multi-city pursuit as an assault with a deadly weapon suspect drives recklessly on surface streets and the
It's a lot of fun.
Now we're getting up to, looks like 80, Mike.
The suspect doing whatever she can to evade capture, using her van to target civilians and officers.
Just move in on her.
It's like they do the bare amount of work.
That's what they need to do.
KTLA's Sky 5, over every dangerous mile, as black and whites work to bring the ordeal to an end.
I see what you did there.
It's too late.
Oh no, oh no.
There it is. Look at this. This is nuts.
Oh gosh. This is caught on camera.
Stay tuned for the end of this one. It's wild.
Another pit on the freeway. Boy, you don't see that very much. They just need one good hit and take this person out. Take the car out anyway. Take her into custody. We thought she was going to be straight and level on the freeway, and here she is going crazy like she was on the side streets.
It's just after 5 a.m., the morning of May 17th, 2024. Sky 5 is over the 405 freeway as LAPD officers do all they can to bring a shocking pursuit to an end. It all began some 45 minutes earlier as officers responded to a disturbance call in Venice.
I've been ordered by the cartel.
This video from the West Side Current, which aired on KTLA at the time, shows who is believed to be a homeless woman yelling, keeping neighbors up. The suspect reportedly used that white van to ram responding officers before fleeing, and a dangerous chase is on.
Yay.
Assault with a deadly weapon, this white van, and there she is. Tried to ram another car. So there's something wrong with this person. We had described as a female trying to ram other cars for some reason.
You don't know her.
Let's go ahead and break this down. You said it at the beginning. So is the vehicle, to our knowledge, stolen? Is it? I know it's been involved with an incident in terms of a crash, but can you break it down for us again? I just want to make sure we have a clear understanding of what we're looking at here.
Sure. It started out as an assault with a deadly weapon, being this vehicle. I got it. She tried to run over at least one police officer and then tried to ram several other vehicles. They went into pursuit, and in the midst of this pursuit, she's tried, as we saw just now, tried to ram other cars. I've got to go.
Who was she trying to ram there? There was nobody there, was there?
This is, again, I think it's Wilshire Boulevard, just east of the 405 freeway. So she's trying to ram other cars. We don't know why, whether she's
trying to ram the bus?
Under the influence of something or not really coherent. We're not sure of that. But they're keeping a distance, even though the speed has decreased. She's keeping even with this bus right now, but there's 3 other black and whites behind her, and they're just watching to see where she goes. There's a police helicopter, Air 16, that's over the scene. They're not going to let her get away. She's pulled up to there and say, okay, she's motioning, doing something. This may be it. Again, here in Wilshire Division or West LA, just north of the Santa Monica.
Whoa.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, she's backing up on the car.
And there she is, backing up again. Yeah. So this is pretty crazy driving here that we haven't seen in a while, especially early in the morning like this.
The suspect lurches forward, having just attempted to back into the pursuing officers. It's now
She's telling them what for.
First look at 41-year-old Lisa Ann Heflin. Her arms stretched out the window, motioning to officers before putting the car in reverse again.
Like a woman.
She goes backing up again. These guys are going to put it in reverse and get out of her way. This is just crazy.
Felonious assault on a
like
cop.
There's some sort of writing on the side on that door. It might give an idea of
like a company.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Company of who the van belongs to.
She's got my heart.
Just a really scary situation.
Just through the powers of observation, Mike, it looks like she's telling them to back off, like that would suddenly work. 24-hour emergency service is what it says on the side. But it's almost like she thinks they're going to suddenly back off if she threatens them.
It looks like
this.
a pedo van.
That's just not going to happen.
24-hour emergency services.
And of course, the community.
They'll come get your kids anytime.
So it's fascinating. They are taking a safer, hands-off approach, but that's only going to last for a certain amount of time.
Well, I think if she continues to drive in reverse, they're certainly going to stay out of her way, but they're not going to let her go. And whatever her ideas are as far as
candy and toys and books
stopping this pursuit is just not going to happen. There she is, continuing in reverse, across another intersection. You can see the black and whites getting out of the way. Luckily, they got lots of resources over this helicopter with the night sun. You can see, plus, look at that person in the crosswalk there. So a U-turn, we're going to get on the other side of it.
I still want to know what happened to the moon.
Sky 5 repositions as the white van's treacherous tactics not only continue but escalate. Heflin driving right for a nearby patrol car.
Okay.
Officers doing all they can to evade her.
Wow.
Look at it.
Boom.
This is
In
crazy.
the ass.
Assault with a deadly weapon. This could end up to be maybe an officer-involved shooting. I don't know. She's kind of exiting the area. Again, now northbound, staying within a block or so of where this started.
The pursuit continues, but for the time being, it appears as if the suspect is the one chasing the black and whites.
This is nuts. She's chasing the black and white. She's got a couple of other cars behind her. Look at this. This is just craziness.
You know, the only positive situation that I could come up with in this moment is that it's 5:08, not a lot of traffic on the roads just yet. That's the only positive thing that I could think of at this moment.
I think it was a weekend too.
Extremely erratic, extremely dangerous for police officers. This is really unbelievable.
Well, one of the things that I think it's clear, she's mentally, emotionally not well. If this were, when you attack police like this, they have every right to defend themselves.
Absolutely.
So the police are being very deliberate in allowing her to even proceed at this point. If they wanted to, they could probably stop her. It would probably escalate very quickly after that, and not in a very, safe way for her. Right. I mean, she's literally, it's almost like
you came in with a raid. Make sure you're following.
That's almost what we're witnessing here.
You like the most absurd news.
She's trying to egg them on. So
politics and current events, that's what we cover here.
I think is remarkable.
Yeah, to be commended for sure.
This is absurd.
Here, Mike, do you have an idea?
Is it Colby, just south of Wilshire Boulevard?
Okay.
Yeah, have you ever seen somebody trying to intentionally ram 2 or 3 other police cars?
No.
I don't know.
That's why.
Well, a couple of times
actually. Here she goes again. So they're leaving plenty of space here in between the black and whites in case she does something crazy like she's been doing for the last 5 minutes. And boy, I tell you, they not only are they defensively driving, but they have to watch out for what she's going to do. And she's shown that she really doesn't care about anybody's safety, certainly.
And that's the thing, Mike, and you just said it. The fact that it's one thing for the police to show restraint for themselves, but there's going to come a point, as Megan pointed out, it's early. As people start coming out, they start realizing as they're getting ready to go to work early in the morning, the police are going to have to do something more drastic to put this to an end, because it's obvious that she's a danger to the community, and you got to protect the citizens. And right now, she's a threat to everybody, including herself.
The game of chicken continues as a van reverses down Colby Avenue. Patrol cars maneuvering all they can to.
Oh, we're getting ready to get some information about that story still.
Colby Avenue.
Who knows what her problem is?
That trial's coming up.
Hopefully it's going to end here soon. And
we'll learn all kinds of shit.
They're not going to approach that car while she's still doing these crazy moves.
If folks are just joining us, let's kind of give them a recap as to how this started. I mean, as of right now, I believe you're the only live reporter on, overhead, giving us the play-by-play and what's happening. We joined this in progress, about 5-6 minutes ago. This woman wanted for assault with a deadly weapon for obvious reasons at this point.
The vehicle,
exactly. Yeah. What was the initial call, Mike?
These hands are deadly weapons.
All we heard scanner-wise was they were in pursuit of an assault with a deadly weapon vehicle, and the person driving the car had already tried to ram several other cars. So you've seen this for the last couple of minutes. This was ongoing while we were leaving the airport. So there's other cars involved that she has tried to ram. Don't know if any other parked cars or any other people were injured in this, or she had crashed into them. But she's weaving her way now. We're a couple of blocks east of Colby, still west of the 405 and northbound. It's Purdue, thanks, Gil. Purdue northbound, approaching Wilshire Boulevard. And whether she's looking for a place to dump the car, you'd think if she was going to continue on, she would have stayed on Wilshire, tried to get on a freeway and get out of the area. But she's circling the block here, and she's got a line of black and whites that are following her around these 2 streets.
The night sun.
What the hell kind of voodoo shit's in the middle? Oh, it's a roundabout.
Possibly looking for a way
out. There's like a summoning circle in the middle of the road.
Bigger and bigger numbers nearby.
The want, as they say, was assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer.
That's not what roundabouts look like in the east.
Now, because she has struck police vehicles. She's tried to strike police vehicles.
Welcome in, friend.
And I'll say it again, police showing remarkable restraint in this situation.
Right. And not just police vehicles.
They're like very huge
right, Mike?
in the east.
Well,
They're like
Yeah,
big,
crazy. She's right near West
elaborate
LA Station.
thing.
Let me get around this tree. What we haven't seen in
It
this
was
pursuit
just a circle in
is
the
she's
middle
not trying
of
to
the
get
road.
away, which is crazy. I mean, all of the pursuits you see, they're running from the cops. She's going towards the cops. That's what makes this thing obviously so dangerous.
Coming up, the black and whites are close behind. But in this game of cat and mouse, the surface streets are no longer enough for our fleeing suspect as she makes her way onto the 405 freeway. The increasing danger caught on camera.
I don't have any commercials to play. I mean, I guess I can, but already, you know, hit the light one up, tip one back.
They just need coordination. They just need time to coordinate.
She goes again.
As long as she stays in that same area, they can get those black and whites around her, prevent her from going anywhere. If she wants to crash another couple of cop cars, that's one thing. But at least they can.
It looks like they're moving. They're pitting her.
Yep, yeah. We'll see what happens here.
Pit maneuvers failed as LAPD officers escalate their efforts to bring this wild pursuit to an end before the assault with the deadly weapon suspect can do even more damage on the streets of West LA.
Yeah, they want to get her stopped. It's time to put this thing to an
Don't have
end.
much effect.
They are going to do that.
All right, so she's now on Santa Monica Boulevard. Is that correct?
Yep, get close to the freeway here, approaching the 405, wrong side of the road, high rate of speed, driving erratically. Tons of felonies here.
Yeah, we've seen her blow lights.
The
now she's doing
assault
it
with a
again.
deadly weapon, yeah.
And one of the things.
Okay, northbound here, paralleling the freeway.
One of the things that we've observed, and so now it becomes a whole nother situation. Before it was at a, still speed, but now we're getting up to, it looks like 80, Mike. So
guys are coming north through the.
Yeah, now it's off to the races.
Speeds pick up as a van wobbles down the northbound 405, erratically changing lanes and ever so slightly missing unsuspecting drivers before taking up residence alongside a semi.
And if you're just joining us, you're watching the KTLA 5 Morning News. The person in this van, we believe it's a woman. We haven't gotten confirmation of that, but that's our understanding, at least initially, is wanted for assault with a deadly weapon. The deadly weapon being the van.
If you've seen the end of this,
run over a
no
police
spoilers,
officer in
please.
Santa Monica.
Guys, I got you on the west side of the 405. And you know what, guys? At least on the freeway, it's a little bit more controlled. It looks like, at least from our vantage point.
A little more
So
control. She's a little more controlled.
She's not trying to crash into anybody or back into those cops. Everybody's slowing down now. So what
You're running awful close to that one truck that's on the road.
Here we go.
Okay, another pit on the freeway. Boy, you don't see that very much. They just need one good hit and take this person out. Take the car out anyway. Take her into custody. She's. We thought she was going to be straight level on the freeway, and here she is going crazy like she was on the side streets. 5 got you on the west side. So here they're going to set up a traffic break here for folks wanting to take the 405 right around sunset. They're going to break the traffic northbound. In fact, they already have, and just take this car out as quickly as possible. They're going to box her in, and it's going to be all over with, hopefully, soon.
At least 10 units now in pursuit, playing a game of cat and mouse with
Oh, it has to be more than 10.
the 41-year-old female suspect behind the wheel, doing whatever she can to evade capture. That mentality about to lead to a heart-pounding escalation on the 405.
Now the suspect pulling over. Let's try this again.
Ooh.
Come on.
There you go.
Oh, now opposite direction.
We're
going
getting
the wrong way on this northbound side. We also hear that an officer has been injured in this. I don't know if you heard that.
Mike. We're getting word.
2? Okay.
Yeah, from our folks
She's
here.
still
that
yelling
2
at
officers
him.
Have been taken to the hospital, condition unknown because of the assault by this person.
Yes.
Whether she struck them, they were on
Monkey,
foot.
welcome
We don't know
in.
whether this started as a traffic stop or not. It could have been that, which would explain if they were on foot. But she's just out of control. What they're going to do here
She's acting
is
wild.
just wait to see. Okay, now just move in on her. Just move in on her and stop this car. That's what they need to do.
Now she's going the wrong way, or the person's going the wrong way.
Yeah, wrong way, southbound on the northbound side.
Oh no. Oh no.
Now she's going to crash into a couple of northbound people. Think about this: if you're driving on the 405 northbound, you see this car coming towards you with all the black and whites. Kind of crazy.
It absolutely is. And once again, this is about at sunset, northbound 405. What area specifically
It is just
are we at?
right at Beam Getty. TV5's at 19 or
Okay.
18. I got everybody inside. Yeah, just a little bit north of Getty, headed south in the northbound lanes. Almost took out that other van.
And here's the thing. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that at this.
Well, I was going to. Yeah.
You first, buddy. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying with this micro, you can never tell. So they've
You know, all in all, she's doing a pretty good job driving.
For fuel relief, and so they got it well covered. They got plenty of gas. They can follow her to wherever she goes. So head on in. Oh, look at this. Head on. Yeah. I think they're going to continue just to try to box her in as soon as they can, and see what it takes to do that. But all right, so they're not going to. They're going to. So she is at a high rate of speed southbound, approaching the Sunset. Well, it's not going to be the Sunset on ramp. She is past the Sunset, going under the bridge, and continuing south 405.
It's just so nerve-wracking to watch.
It is nerve-wracking.
It's just
innocent people.
Absolutely.
They're
the
going
Dodge
to work,
Caravan.
they're going somewhere.
Nobody
They don't know what's
cares.
happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this, by the way, we come in the early morning, and this is the worst fear of everyone who comes in and drives at this time of the morning, is someone driving the wrong way. It happens far too often, and in this case, it's a fugitive, and who clearly has no regard for public safety. Ugh. And police
no regard for traffic laws.
They pulled back and they're not following her now, or can we tell?
Well, there's a couple of black and whites behind her, but they've set up a complete traffic block on the northbound side, just right about Wilshire Boulevard. So if she steps on it and tries to crash into that group, it's not going to go very far. Hopefully that's not going to happen.
The traffic brake comes into focus, but Heflin keeps her foot on the gas, speeding towards the innocent drivers.
Between here and there.
Oh no!
So,
Oh no!
Look at this. This is nuts.
Oh gosh, this is just so heartbreaking to watch in every way.
She said.
Oh. Okay, we've lost the signal.
The car. Okay.
Okay.
So she's still in the car. She's still in the van. The civilian got out, or there she is.
Oh, she's out
in
now.
The tank top. We're going to get closer to her.
Oh, she slipped and fell.
And we don't know if
she had her hands up for
is
a
it
second. She's
female
up on the
or is it male?
On the roof of the.
Is it a female or is it a male? It may be a male suspect. We can't tell at this point. Yeah.
I feel for the victim right there.
Absolutely.
Hands are up. They're going to take that person into custody here. Whether they're going to use a taser or not, hard to say. But yeah, at least the pursuit's over with.
At least the pursuit is over with.
This is
but
not
wow.
even going to be a standoff. They're going to pull. Okay, good. They're pulling this person off in custody.
You're going to yank her down.
Cuffs are going on. They're going to jail. How many cars involved? Boy, I
can't even lost count.
I'm so concerned for that person.
Yeah, and then this.
In the smaller
you know
vehicle.
what, Chris? They got out of the car on the. Exactly, but they got both of them.
They did get out.
They did get out.
They did get out. Yeah. Oh. So we think that's going to be okay. But we still have injured officers and some other injured folks that were driving. All right, cuffs are on. Suspects in custody. It's over with. The 405 is going to be a mess because you know what's going to happen. They've got to pull out all the traffic investigators and take measurements and all that stuff. So 405 northbound, avoid it, everybody. Just don't even try it. 405 northbound right at Sunset, a little bit south of Sunset, is going to be a mess.
Traffic snarled and the suspect now in custody, but the saga isn't over just yet. The controversy over Heflin's punishment when caught on camera continues.
Ooh, yay, we get the update. Bonnie's Big Tits, welcome in.
Between here and there.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Look at this. This is nuts.
Oh gosh.
A terrifying end to a wild pursuit as an assault with a deadly weapon suspect plows head-on into stalled early morning traffic.
Absolutely one of the best police
freeway,
chases.
leaving drivers shaken.
I never expect that. It's coming the wrong way, right? And they almost hit me. And then he hit this car and then hit another car. I'm lucky too because they don't hit me. She want to kill somebody because she goes straight. She goes straight to the people.
The cop car was swerving to get everybody to stop. We all had stopped. And then out of nowhere, that white van just came careening into us and collided with everybody. And
I don't know where she thought she was going.
It was insane. It was wild.
Could you see the other
the van coming?
No, I couldn't. It was only right as it hit the cars in front of me that I knew that there was a car coming at us, so I had no time to react or anything like that.
Bloodied 41-year-old
Wow.
Ann Heflin is taken into custody on the 405. The half-hour multi-city high-speed pursuit causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage to 5 patrol cars, 2 civilian vehicles, and a tractor-trailer. The proceedings also leave 9 LAPD officers injured. 5 days later, on May 22nd, LA County District Attorney George Gascon expresses gratitude that civilians and law enforcement officers were not seriously harmed in the incident, saying reckless driving and endangering the lives of others is completely unacceptable and will not be tolerated in our community. Gascon's office announces multiple charges against the mother of 4 who had moved from Missouri to chase her dreams, but instead found herself chased by police. Those charges: 10 counts of assault upon a peace officer, 4 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count of fleeing a pursuing peace officer's motor vehicle while driving recklessly.
I think they said the cops didn't get hurt.
And run driving, resulting in property damage.
2 officers have been taken to the hospital, condition unknown, because of the
maybe they
assault
were.
by this person.
At an arraignment, Heflin pleads not
did they
guilty
get
to
hurt?
all charges. Her bail set at $695,000. If convicted as charged, the 41-year-old faces a maximum of
$695,000?
22 years and 8 months in state prison. But that sentence would never come to be, as in September 2024. An LA County Superior Court judge granted Heflin mental health diversion under California's Diversion of Individuals with Mental Disorder statute. Judge Lana Kim determining that Heflin's diagnosed mental disorder made her eligible and suitable for diversion. This despite prosecutors' concerns over public safety and arguments that the severity of the crime merited a tougher sentence. Under the terms of the diversion, Heflin was ordered to enter a 24-month residential treatment program and also ordered to pay restitution to the victims. Heflin's recovery happening away from the public eye, but her wild early morning pursuit will always be caught on camera.
It's between here and there.
Oh no! Oh no!
So she should be getting out around now. Was it 24 when she was sentenced? 24 months is 2 years. That'd be this month. A man was accused of DUI. His laptop went missing. He tracked the laptop to a state trooper's home. This happened in Illinois.
As the I-Team first told you last night, hundreds of drivers have been arrested for DUI by the state's top cop, a moniker given to the member of law enforcement who's made the most DUI arrests in the state. But in court records, attorneys have accused the top cop of fabricating evidence and violating drivers' civil rights. Drivers like Sherrard Holland.
Doing a favor for a friend of mine.
Left
As
his
the
best.
sun rose on the morning of June 2nd, 2024,
Look at me at Matador.
local restaurant executive Sherrard Holland says he was confused when he saw the police lights.
I pulled you over because you swerved.
The son of a Chicago police officer, Holland says he was the designated driver for a coworker after working overnight when he was pulled over by Illinois State Police Trooper Kevin Bradley. After speaking with Holland, Trooper Bradley wrote in his report he could smell the odor of an alcoholic beverage emitting from the vehicle.
We're going to relocate.
Suspecting DUI, Bradley asked Holland to continue driving down the road to a gas station. There, Bradley accused Holland of driving drunk. When asked if he would submit to field sobriety tests, Holland calmly refused.
Well, that's weird.
No, thank you. I'm ready back. For what reason?
Wait. You thought he was drunk, so you asked him to drive further down the road? Is that what I just heard? Did I get that correct?
Of drivers have been arrested for DUI by the state's top cop, a moniker given to the member of law enforcement who's made the most DUI arrests in the state. But in court records, attorneys have accused the top cop of fabricating evidence and violating drivers' civil rights. Drivers like Sherrard Holland.
Doing a favor for a friend of mine.
As the sun rose on the morning of June 2nd, 2024, local restaurant executive Sherrard Holland says he was confused when he saw the police lights.
I pulled you over because you swerved.
The son of a Chicago police officer, Holland says he was the designated driver for a coworker after working overnight when he was pulled over by Illinois State Police Trooper Kevin Bradley. After speaking with Holland, Trooper Bradley wrote in his report he could smell the odor of an alcoholic beverage emitting from the vehicle.
We're going to relocate?
Suspecting DUI, Bradley asked Holland to continue driving down the road to a gas station. There, Bradley accused Holland of driving drunk. When asked if he would submit to field sobriety tests, Holland calmly refused.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm ready back. For what reason? Be under arrest for driving under the influence.
In this dashboard camera footage, you can see the trooper searching through Holland's things before his car was impounded. Later that day, when Holland needed his MacBook, he noticed it wasn't on his inventory slip. He says he assumed it must be with his car at the tow yard.
I decided to ping my MacBook, which was missing, and it pinged to an address.
Using Apple's Find My feature, Holland says his MacBook pinged at a Tinley Park home instead.
When you got to the door, what happened?
Well, I was met by him.
Him was Trooper Bradley.
He denied it. And
he denied it. He denied it. He did a shaggy. He's like, oh, it wasn't me. I don't have your laptop.
Decided to call the police.
This is a recording of that call.
I have an iMac that was stolen last night.
And what did they say when you confronted them then?
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
My iPad. How else would I find your address?
And once I called the police, he requested that I hang the phone up.
I'll hang up.
This cell phone video picks up shortly after that 911 call, recorded by Holland's wife, who was waiting in his car. You can see the trooper walk out and hand Holland his MacBook. The trooper even opens his garage door to show Holland his state police vehicle.
It was a very traumatic interaction with him.
A Tinley Park dispatcher eventually called Holland back.
Is everything okay? You're fine?
Yeah, he's a police officer. For some reason, he took my MacBook home with him.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to speak to a supervisor over there?
That's what Holland did. He filed a complaint with the Illinois State Police, and the I-Team obtained a copy of the state's internal investigation. According to the findings, investigators determined Trooper Bradley never reported this interaction with Holland to his supervisors.
I bet.
Nor did he make note of it in his reports. According to a transcript of an interview with internal investigators, when Bradley was asked why he took the laptop, he said he was doing Holland a favor. I kept it for his courtesy, like I said with his phone, key, and wallet. It's my mistake. I forgot to give him his stuff back, and he tracked it. The report says investigators determined Bradley had violated state police policies, and he was suspended for 1 day.
I feel disheartened by that.
And I'm outraged.
Brendan Brown is Holland's attorney.
What if he didn't have to find my iPhone application?
After months of court hearings for the DUI charges.
The most rewarding thing for me was receiving an...
Hold on. Was it an iPhone, iPad? Like, those motherfuckers are $1,000. That's like grand theft. That's felony. And he got a 1-day suspension.
Guilty verdict.
A bench trial found Holland not guilty. He's now suing the state and Trooper
Bradley.
A
MacBook's probably like $3 grand, $4 grand.
Requests for comment, but in court filings,
like on the low side.
Representing the state and Bradley have argued Holland's lawsuit should be dismissed, as the trooper has sovereign immunity as a member of law enforcement, and that it was a lawful traffic stop.
How many other people like Sherrod who maybe couldn't afford a lawyer, and maybe they pled guilty, or maybe they were found guilty, and perhaps their conduct didn't actually match what was alleged.
A spokesperson for the agency said ISP has strong oversight of all officers and addresses any discrepancies or complaints when they are identified.
If you're arrested for a DUI, this case is as serious as any case. It can have life-changing experiences. It's devastating. And if you're innocent, that's something that stays with you.
For every DUI arrest made, state police troopers must appear in court, and attorneys tell the I-Team that has led to a staggering amount of overtime for Trooper Bradley. In 2024, state records show Bradley nearly tripled his salary, earning nearly $250,000 in 1 year. That's more than the Illinois State Police Director. A spokesperson for state police told the I-Team Bradley is currently on medical leave after suffering injuries from an accident while he was working.
Oh, he's just milking the system everywhere, isn't he? $2,400 is the intro price on a MacBook. That's felony theft. He should be prosecuted for that. Oh man, I saw the Rudy Giuliani channel on. You asked what was going on, Holiday. I was getting ready to raid out, and then we got raided. Welcome in everybody that came in with Jim Russell. Appreciate you guys. I guess Holiday wasn't here. Can you give Jim Russell a shout out for me, my good friend? Go give them a follow. And I happen to have some stories I skipped, so I went ahead and did those. And ironically, I had 2 animal stories. And I was like, oh, the bear climbing the tree was cute enough that I could save this one for another day. But since we are wrapping up a second time here, we will do my other animal story I had in the can. This happened in Vancouver. I don't know if this is on American side, Canadian side. Vancouver Fire Department rescues a little baby kitten.
Take a look. Firefighters in Vancouver just prevented a catastrophe. Couldn't help it when they came to the aid of
There's your pun again.
Stuck inside a
They
drain
can't
pipe.
help
The
it.
Vancouver Fire Department said that the cat was extracted from the pipe.
That wasn't a little kitty.
Nice work by our
Holy
firefighters getting
shit.
this whiskered wanderer back on its paws. That's is coming from the fire department leaders.
That wasn't a little kitty at all.
Take a look. Firefighters in Vancouver just prevented a catastrophe. Couldn't help it when they came to the aid of
This
a
is
cat
Vancouver, Washington. It's
stuck
over on the
inside a
American
drain
side.
pipe. The Vancouver Fire Department said that the cat was extracted from the pipe with no injuries. Nice work by our firefighters getting this whiskered wanderer back on its paws. That's is coming from the fire department.
I was expecting it to be a itty bitty like kitten. This is like motherfucker's like 15. They're really fat.
Take a look. Firefighters in Vancouver just prevented a catastrophe. Couldn't help it when they came to the aid of a cat stuck inside a drain pipe. The Vancouver Fire Department said that the cat
Just trying to escape
from the
Portland.
pipe with no injuries. Nice work by our firefighters getting this whiskered wanderer back on its paws.
It
That's
just kept
coming from the
going.
Fire department leaders. Take a look. Firefighters in Vancouver just prevented a catastrophe. Couldn't help it when they came to the
They had to be a little rough with him, like, hey, we gotta get you,
The Vancouver
man.
Fire Department said that the cat was extracted from the pipe with no injuries. Nice work by
I don't know how this keeps happening, but it's 69 degrees. Whatever this story happened. And then the anchor said nice.
Nice work by our firefighters getting this whiskered wanderer back on its paws. That's is coming from the fire department leaders.
Everything perfect. Matching up perfect here.
Take a look. Firefighters in Vancouver just prevented a catastrophe. Couldn't help it when they came to the aid of a cat.
Wait,
stuck
you can
inside
pay
a drain
bits
pipe.
to
The
do
Vancouver Fire
things?
Department said that the cat was.
Well, that
extracted
seems
from the
like
pipe. No
that seems
injuries.
like a bad
Nice
idea.
work by our firefighters getting this whiskered wanderer back on its paws. That's is coming from the fire department leaders.
If you were watching on Twitch,
Take a look. Firefighters in Vancouver just prevented a catastrophe. Couldn't help it when they came to the aid of a cat stuck inside a drain pipe. The Vancouver
I
Fire
have a
Department
raid
said that
ready
the
to
cat
go.
Was extracted from the pipe with no injuries. Nice work by our firefighters getting this whiskered wanderer back on its paws. That's is coming from the fire department leaders.
look at the fat cat again.
Take a look. Firefighters in Vancouver just prevented a catastrophe. Couldn't help it when they came to the aid of a cat stuck inside a drain pipe. The Vancouver Fire Department said that the cat was extracted from the pipe with no injuries. Nice work by our firefighters getting this.
She was the very last one, Holiday. I was like, oh shit, okay, I'll do that. You're gonna head over to Boz versus the World. Oh.
Catastrophe couldn't help it when they came to the aid of.
I don't think she's sitting there anymore. She was sitting there a second
The Vancouver
ago.
Fire Department said that the cat was.
Should I wait until she sits back down?
Injuries. Nice work by our firefighters getting this whiskered wanderer back on its paws. That's is coming from the fire department leaders.
Okay, she sat back down now. Maybe I should have like the last thing I did be a police chase. Holiday's been trying to get me to strategically raid her. And,
This is nuts.
I did one time, and she wasn't sitting there and didn't see my raid.
Look at this. This is just craziness.
So we're heading over to Boz versus the World.
An early morning disturbance.
She does two true crime content.
Multi-city pursuit.
Light one up, tip one back.
With a deadly weapon.
It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack.
On surface streets.
I'm Justin Freakin.
Now we're getting up to looks
See
like
you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol. Live.
And to evade capture, using her van to target civilians in